Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood. This is SoFloRadio.com.
On stage today, webcasting live from Hollywood, the South Florida Radio Network presents The George Rodriguez Show. Tune in to SoFloTelevision.com and feast your eyes upon a middle-aged Cuban man. Yes, tune in now and look at him sitting there, all shriveled and gray. So Cuban. A sad, sad little man. Who knows what surprises are in store? Perhaps visual antics will ensue.
We're in Florida, so the best we can do for a guest today is the mummified body of Dubby Boots.
To get in touch with the sad little Cuban man, so busily typing behind his monitor, dial 954-990-0036. Stay tuned and perhaps he'll show you his t-shirt. That's 954-99-00036. And now, drop your pants to the video cam of the George Rodriguez Show.
Ordinary day with a case of the blood. Put on my favorite dress and headed to the mall. There in the window I saw the sexy set. Red silk with lace, matching bra and thong. It wasn't like I was looking for it. I knew it was mine when I tried it on. I felt like a Victoria's Secret model when it fit like a glove. Wearing red lingerie in my blueberry dress. Red lingerie in my blueberry dress. Red lingerie under my blueberry dress. Red lingerie, red lingerie, yeah. Retail therapy has got the best of me. Nothing like how you feel when dressed beautifully. It was just then when someone caught my eye. Walking confident, I saw love with a smile. It wasn't like I was looking for love, but he seemed like a dream come true. I felt like a Valentino model. Life came easy and love found you. Wearing red lingerie in my blueberry dress. Red lingerie in my blueberry dress. Red lingerie under my blueberry dress. Red lingerie, red lingerie, yeah. When I met my man to be, I was walking happily. Red lingerie, red lingerie, yeah. When you know you look good, it radiates all around. Blueberry dress. I remember what I wore. Red lingerie. I was glowing from the inside out. Blueberry dress. So you know you gotta love what you wear, so you can glow happy all around. Red lingerie in my blueberry dress. Red lingerie in my blueberry dress. Red lingerie under my blueberry dress. Red lingerie, red lingerie, yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a super secret taping, and now I understand. Besides their schedule, which is why we're doing it. Now I understand why everybody likes the evening shows so much, like the Real Estate King. We're taking his time slot tonight to pre-record this show, which is I'm going to air it all week long because there's so many things going on, and I want to promote the two events a lot that we're getting together to promote tonight. The 1 year anniversary of the ZNation show on SoFloRadio.com. And Kahra Keys, we just heard the Whistleblower. The Kahra Keys Whistleblower. I guess that's the name of the album. She had me post a thing on Facebook. I took the picture. Did you see it?
Yeah,
looking like Pikachu. Really adorable there. Well, I was wearing my daughter's Pikachu hat, which normally the George Burns cutout that I have. You can turn this pot off. I hear it whining. Mine over here. There we go. Now it's nice and quiet, and I can hear my voice talking about this. I really like this whole do the show whenever I feel like doing it, and maybe doing it in the evening. For one thing, Jack's available in the evening because we're having a producers available during the daytime shortage because everybody has a day job, except for me. My day job is riding my bike to the beach, which I've been doing a lot.
So is this a new
I'm
formula?
be doing that tomorrow morning.
Is this a new formula that you're applying?
The formula?
Yeah, like pre-recording the show.
Well, it works really well for everybody else. I can barely hear you, by the way. Besides you talking,
How about now?
Better. I need to get you to a good level before we start talking about Donald Trump. Yeah, I don't know if it's not a formula. It's the abandonment of a formula. A formula is where you follow instructions and do things a certain way. So this is the lack of a formula, the abandonment of a formula. Doing the show whenever the hell I feel like it, which is very like I can do that. That fits into my exciting new lifestyle. That fits in nicely to my exciting new lifestyle. We live in a beautiful place. Another thing that I like about doing the show in the evening here is I don't have to block the windows. I don't have to block the windows with the artwork.
Right,
with the paintings. I can see my beautiful palm trees and the sunset over there. Speaking of sunset and Zayna de Gaia and sunset. I don't know which Sunset Martinez we'll call her. Zayna's co-host and producer will be joining us 1 year on SoFloRadio.com. 1 year of making the smay smell great, the place smell great.
The smace?
Before we get into I wanted to do a full 3-hour show. Because I had a lot of things to cover before we get into the Trump thing. And I don't mind them walking in and interrupting the Trump thing, but I don't want them interrupting wanting to thank the people that have been very kind to me lately, besides our usual sponsors like Dr. Kim and Power Smoothie. I'm going to the beach with the staff of Power Smoothie tomorrow, as a matter of fact. That's going to be the bike gang. We're the Hollywood Bicycult.
Oh, you're bringing that back, huh?
Yeah. Well, they're back, and we're back at it. We got the baskets on the beach for carrying lots of Guinness, and we can be the bicycle. Power Smoothie, Dr. Kim, of course, Key Information Solutions, Pizza Loft, and that, and a new guy I'm going to be working on a commercial for because he's great. I've known him for years. My guy Jim at Paintless Ding and Dent Removal. In South Dade, had the car. I have 2 cars now, Jack. I have a spare car.
Hey, great times.
Living a dream. Yeah, that's a whole story I won't bore the audience with about how I wound up with an extra car. But I am going to be selling it. I thought I had it sold, but it turns out that I don't have it sold. So I have 2 cars. I have 2 Mitsubishis, and the new Mitsubishi that I got, I wanted it spruced up, to say the least. I wanted it to be made like new, and that's what Jim does. Jim removes your dings, repaints where necessary. He had to replace a bumper of mine. It's too much to go into. Repainted the running board, the trailer hitch. It really made it look like a brand new car, a car that had been used very little. Very little, and I'm very happy with it. If the next time you come visit, take a look at it. And now I get to do the things that I never did before, like make sure that I don't park under a tree because the birds will shit on it. I got my favorite parking spot in my parking lot at home. I don't use it right now because it's bird shit central. It just happens to be right there next to where some birds really like to perch on a pole, and it all bombards me. So call Jim Gardner, and I didn't even know he had a boot restoration franchise right there in the same place. Or give him a call, 305-793-6755. You can see I worked on this commercial for a long time. 305-793-6755 for Paintless Ding and Dent Removal, small dents. Just make your car, rejuvenate your car, make it look like new. It's great. 305-793. Did I get that right this time?
Yeah.
6755. I don't know if I got that right. Speaking of people that I want to thank Woody Graber, of course, for the hookup at the Fillmore. As usual, some friends wanted a hookup, and I said I can't just do that. I have to go with you because I'm the celebrity. So I get to go see New Order. I wasn't gonna, and now it turns out that I'm gonna go see New Order, and that's good. I deserve to because I'm a genuine fan, going all the way back to day one. I liked New Order since they were Joy Division before the guy hung himself. Ian Curtis hung himself. And thank you very much. And that's a sold out show, and still he's getting me in. So go see Vance Joy on March 16th. Which, if you're listening to the show on Tuesday, that's today. That's tonight. If you're listening to that, and just go to the Fillmore. Go to the Fillmore site. They have become the place for headline. Fillmore, Miami Beach. I want to find it.
Formerly the Jackie Gleason Center.
Formerly the JG Topa.
The JG Topa.
But I no offense to Jackie Gleason. I know he was Mr. Miami Beach and the Honeymooners and everything, but it's not the biggest deal in the world to me. Yes, the Honeymooners was good, and the Hustler, as Minnesota Fats and the Hustler, but he's just fine. He's just okay. He's a good template for Fred Flintstone. Anyway, Vance Joy, if you like that sort of thing, he's good. I would go that. New Order, yay, a week from Wednesday, the 26th. I don't know what Brass Dance is, Woody. You're going to have to explain that to me. Rob Bell coming up. Lewis Black doing some stand-up on April the 8th. Prem Hawat, I have no idea who that guy's name is. What that guy's name is. The Cult coming up on April 16th. Tori Kelly, Iggy Pop. Post-Pop Depression, Bush, April 22nd. Go there. A lot of good headliners there. So thank you, Woody Graber and the Fillmore, for that hookup. And my latest adventure story. These people didn't do anything for me except pay me some money, but I want to give them a plug anyway because I was very impressed by them, the staff, the facility. I was in a focus group. You ever do that?
No.
It's kind of like giving blood, but with less blood, less pain. You know what? Because I have a list. The business is on autopilot. Besides doing my show and the shows that I produce for other people, I don't really have to be here. I can remote in, and I get most of my work done by noon, and I have all this time to ride my bike to the beach or go to focus groups. My son-in-law says, I got this thing on a focus group, and then it turned. You want to go? And we were both going to go.
Okay.
$50. Yeah, I'll go. I'll drive this downtown Miami focus group. They usually have snacks, and they did. Anyway, and I'm like, I'll go to a focus group. That sounds like fun. I haven't had, I haven't done anything like that since I first came to town, and I did the guinea pig thing at Opelika Airport. They have a very, how the world has turned. I'm going full circle now, so that's why I say it's almost like giving blood. It was a focus group. It was, and I'm not going to discuss the details. Don't freak out because I know that I'm going to send them a link to this show because I'm going to say nice things about them. So
I would hope so.
We were a mock jury, a mock jury. I'd never done that before. Never done the mock jury thing. Before, or the real one for that matter. Speaking of that, I've been lucky that I haven't gotten jury duty, or unlucky. I would go.
I've done it.
Yeah. Fun.
Well, it got fun because they found out that I wasn't supposed to be. I'm not eligible to be a juror.
Is it because you're black?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
If Trump's the president, there are a lot of things you're not going to be eligible for.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Like, you think you have problems now? Hailing a cab,
Yeah.
You're going to tell your kids about the good old days when that was your biggest problem.
Your biggest problem, right?
Can't get a cab.
Well, good service at a restaurant.
Yeah, it was like more gruel. You'll be, when you're at a concentration camp, you'll be telling your kids. I don't know if you remember the good old days when hailing a cab
was the least of your worries.
And then there'll be some old guy there. I remember. Are you shitting me? I was like, I remember when my biggest problem was I couldn't drink out of a water fountain
or get castrated.
Ever notice that the same people that say that other people are too sensitive are the same people that used to freak out when people of color would drink out of their water fountain? You want to talk about sensitive? You can't share a water. You can't share a water fountain. Meanwhile, back to the focus group.
The focus group.
This law firm, Frieden, is that how you would say this? Frieden Brown.
Frieden Brown.
Met Philip Frieden. He was one of the. He was arguing one side.
Okay.
And then a very beautiful young lady, by the name of Rachel, was arguing the other side. Who was there with her mom, a very proud mom, Belinda. Very beautiful. Everybody was beautiful in that office.
Oh, the whole family.
Everybody was beautiful. Everybody was really nice. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's beautiful. Like you watch Better Call Saul or any of those things, like the law offices that they have there at Better Call Saul. It's just like beautiful with like glass and varnished wood. It's downtown. The address is 2 Biscayne two.
Oh,
That's their address.
okay,
a
like
single,
Brickell or
a
something like
single
that.
digit Brickell, right? High rise. I took some pictures. Beautiful view of the bay and bayfront. Watched
I
the
bet.
cruise ship sail off as I was sitting there eating the goldfish that they provided for us.
You were eating.
No, the snack foods.
Oh,
The snack
okay.
foods. They had
Okay.
goldfish and cookies.
See, you didn't make it sound that way.
Yeah, no diet beverages. Phil, next time, a little diet soda for some of us, and trying to
Watch your figure.
keep fit over here, Phil. Anyway, Phil, just an eloquent man, just like what a gentleman, the kind of guy. I didn't get close enough to him to smell him, but I bet you he smelled really good. What a gentleman.
One of those types?
Just he
Looks
was
like he smells good?
crisp. He was crisp. They could use him for an eye test. Like, here's your new sunglasses. Is this man in focus? Because he's the crispest, like sharp edges to his
Everything's
jacket.
freshly.
Yeah, just and the way he spoke, he never said ah. He never said and or anything like that. Not like us. He knew like everything that he said, it was as if he had rehearsed all of it. It was just so his voice was buttery. If I was having a court case and he was the opposing counsel, I would just give up. After he would open up and I would say, "We're
Start
out.
wrapping
We're
it up.
done.
He's done.
We're done."
Yeah.
It's just such a buttery voice. It's like that's what I imagine if there was a Jedi mind trick voice in real life. That's what I would imagine. These are not the droids you're looking for. I was like,
See, the term we like to use is he was clean.
he's clean. He was very clean.
He was fresh.
Very clean. And I
Fresh
had a
to
nice shave that day. I dressed like, I had my Gringo Guayabera shirt on. It looks like a
finally
Guayabera,
found
but
it.
it doesn't have any pockets on it
Okay.
whatsoever, and some slacks. I wore my slacks that I can fit into now because I'm losing the weight. Anyway, it was a wonderful thing. Rachel decides, they said, "Who wants to be the foreman?" And I pointed to the black guy next to me, and I said,
course
"I
you
think I think it should be him."
Why him?
Because he was sitting next to me. It just so happened. It was a very diverse group, very nicely diverse group. I think I don't know. I think there was a gringo shortage there. There's this
what
one
was it-
dude.
what was it
there's this one
located?
dude. There's this one another white skinned Hispanoid there. I don't know if I should use his name, Jesus. And he was the biggest challenge. So anyway, Rachel, she made me the foreman because I opened up my mouth and I said, I see how this works.
Yeah.
Open up a big mouth and
Right.
you get to be the foreman. And it's a good thing that I was the foreman because I don't think anybody else would have moved it along as briskly as I did. Because I do have a little bit of experience flapping my gums. It's a little bit.
Just okay.
Not like Phil. Not like Phil.
You're not smooth as Phil from what it sounds like.
Buttery. If he wasn't a lawyer, he could be making really, really shit money doing voiceovers. That's how good he is.
Mr. Free.
Because I'm just saying, because voiceover people make shit money. So that's why he's a lawyer, because it's like, yeah, with this voice,
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste it doing voiceovers. You kidding me?
I can win a couple.
Very
cases.
nice. The beautiful Rachel and her lovely mother Belinda, very proud of her daughter Belinda. Very nice people, and I just want to say that everybody was so polite and nice, and it was a very, very TV moment or a movie moment, and I just want to thank them and for the $50, and I never felt
they gave you
in the
$50.
office. Like normally when if you walk into a classy joint like that, and I don't mean you, I mean that the figurative you, when one walks into a place like that,
Right.
and you're not a rich person, it could be a little bit like, ooh, am I in the right place?
Right.
Intimidating. It's my family that has money, not me. I don't know if I should be here or not. But they make you feel really, relaxed and at home. They took one look at me and immediately threw their shoes off and stomped in some mud to make me feel at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they didn't do that.
That's kind of-
they're all very nice, and I was just very impressed by the way that they conducted the whole thing. And obviously they care. Obviously they care about the job that they're doing, because they're holding a focus group and trying to play this out and see how it's going to go, so they can make some adjustments and everything. And nice. And I'm
Now,
like,
the purpose
save
behind
your
this-
card over here. I'm saving this card over here because should I ever need an attorney of that caliber, should I ever have cause, I have some attorney's cards in my pockets. There's this one guy, I bought him a beer. He owes me a beer. His card's in my pocket. That's owes me a beer lawyer is in my pocket. Should I, get in trouble?
Well,
Now I got this. So, but I had a good time at the focus group.
You could be more honest. You just want to hear his voice from time to time.
Maybe he'll call me up
Maybe.
from time to time.
Did you give him your card?
I did.
You did?
I did. Well, I don't know if I gave Phil my card. I gave Belinda my card or somebody. I gave somebody my card. Her, yeah, 'cause she works for Channel 10. So like, and she knew about Neil Rogers. Of course, I dropped that. I used to be famous.
Yeah.
And I do focus groups. So now that we're done with me thanking everybody, we can talk about the Donald Trump thing. I think in order to compete with him at this point, we're going to have to change the name of the show. I thought about this for a long time.
Right.
We're going to change the name of the show to The Cat Torture Show. And if people ask why is that what it's called, it's like because during every show we torture at least one cat to death. That's the only level that is left to go to that is more outrageous than what he's doing. Here, and I'm going to let you weigh in because you certainly what is that? Is that what we're showing on the video right now?
Yeah.
You're clicking back and forth. Nice. I feel here's how I feel right now. I'm at a party, a very typical party of friends and peers and everything, like I go to here in South Florida.
Right.
And which means that it's a very diverse group. I'm trying to think if I belong to any social groups where I go to the parties and it's all white bread people there. All right. I guess the most non-diverse parties that I go to are my family's Cuban Christmas parties because guess what? Everybody's Cuban.
Right.
Pretty much. I take that back. We have some in-laws that are gringos. Like, for example, my wife, ex-wife, when she would go there, and some of the other family members have gringo in-laws.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Nobody of color yet.
I'm not surprised.
Sorry, but it is a Cuban party. We got some people that have got a bit of a tinge to them. Got a bit of a tint to them.
Nice try.
In-law types mostly, but no, they don't qualify as black. It's a little Indian.
Right.
Little Indian stuff going on there. But here's how I feel. I'm at a party. I feel like I'm at a party with my friends, and we're drinking, and the music's playing, and everybody's kibitzing and having a good time. And then all of a sudden, somebody at the party starts telling like racial jokes really loud, like all of them, and using all the words.
Nigger.
And spick and using and almost everybody at the party is shocked. Like everybody, and including most of the white people, are like,
I would have paid money for that.
Dude, what the fuck? Dude. Because if you were at a party, right, and you go to parties that are diverse, I'm sure, right? You know people that aren't black, right?
Yeah.
Couple, one or two?
A couple.
It's like, dude, what the fuck? Everybody be like, what the fuck, man? That's not funny. And then you look around, and 30% of the other white people are like, no, this is really funny. What's wrong? What? I don't get it. Why don't you think this is funny? I think this is great. This is my new favorite person.
What do you do?
And are pretending not to understand what the fuck is going on. And I do say pretending not to understand what the hell is going on with this. And this is not new because there's a name for it. The Nixon Southern Strategy, in case you didn't know.
The Nixon Southern Strategy.
The Nixon Southern Strategy.
Okay.
Which has been tried again since then, was named that because Nixon, wanted to
Appease
generate
to
some voters in the southern states by, saying some things, using some buzzwords, and saying things in certain ways that the people in those areas identify as their language. That means something because you can't just come right out and say, I hate
niggers,
spicks,
Jews,
kikes. You just, if you do come right out and say it,
wops,
a certain percentage of the population in America, the majority, goes, oh, you're a bigot, and completely dismisses and discounts anything that comes out of your mouth. But there will always be a percentage of the population that appeals to, because guess what? They're bigots. Just like, David Duke ran for office. It didn't.
He did.
It didn't work. But nevertheless, these people will always have a certain amount of support amongst their own. There are hate groups. The Klan is there. It exists. There are neo-Nazis.
the Aryan Brotherhood.
They exist.
No.
And if somebody stands up and says, hey, I'm one of you, all of those people that belong to all of those groups, and even if you don't belong to those groups, and the only reason that you haven't gotten around to joining one of those groups is because you're lazy, but you are okay with those groups and you agree with those groups, of course, all of those people, the people that consider themselves the real Americans, they're going to rally all around. I call them the genericans because they like to pretend that they don't have any ethnicity, that their ancestors or forefathers didn't come from another place.
Well, when it's
they like to
convenient.
pretend that they erupted out of Appalachian soil, or they are the direct descendants of the people that came over on the Mayflower, which of course is bullshit. Their grandparents were refugees just like everybody else. But that's how I feel now about the Trump thing. I'm dreadfully embarrassed. I'm dreadfully embarrassed by this segment of America. I'm embarrassed by the media. I'm embarrassed by the media and how easy they are going on him. Not just with regards to this, because you have some media outlets that are saying, hey, what the fuck? What about this? What about that? What about that almost everything that he says is a lie? What about that he hasn't really laid out any concrete policies, very much like Ross Perot all over again, where he's just spewing glittering generalities. You can't have a problem with any of his policies because he hasn't articulated any. And this is another very common strategy that is used by people who like to appeal to the slow of mind and the low IQ people. Is they're just going to say, we're going to build a wall and we're going to do and we're going to win and we're going to this, but there's nothing on paper about like the budget and the plan and how this is going to work out, as opposed to Bernie that's been everything has been laid out. Of course, it's been laid out. I mean, here's a guy that has a record going all the way back to the 60s of doing the right thing and doing right by people, including, getting arrested, protesting on behalf of civil rights and marching with MLK. And all this. Here's a guy that walks the walk. He's not all talk. He walks the walk. But that's great. I mean, and this is what a really incredible time that we're living in, because I didn't think that in my lifetime I would see a candidate that wasn't funded by big business. I really thought that democracy in America was over and it was just going to be an oligarchy. And so Bernie's right when he calls it a revolution, because this is new.
Well, I'd hate to take the steam out out your
unsteam
sails.
me over here.
Yeah, because looking at this whole political thing, and at this point in my life, it's a little bit more crystal to me as compared to where it was before, because you brought up the Nixon thing, right? As far as the tactic used or the strategy being used by Trump,
and he wasn't the first one to. I mean, that's just
exactly. I was going to take it back even further to the Civil War. The same tactic was used where the opulent, the well-off, would speak to the indigenous people who weren't royalty and who weren't thought highly of. They'd rally them because at one point they were with the blacks. They were servants, and at every near point of a revolt of some kind, these people in high positions, the landowners or whatever, would come on down to these people and let them know that, hey, you're not one of them. You're one of us. You're part of the white, because the term white was never used, the way that it is now.
Right.
A thing of unison. You were either a WAP or you were a Mick or you were all these other.
Exactly. I mean,
who's this nigga?
Everybody.
Who's this nigga calling the WAPs?
The WAPs. Which, as a matter of fact, that's supposed to stand for something.
It's an acronym.
White on paper or something like that.
Well, your papers or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without papers. Without papers. That's what it is.
Yeah, without papers. Right.
Yeah.
So
because you're an illegal alien.
Illegal alien. So you think about all that, and how I think what's baffling to me with it all happening right now is that it's 2016. I know it sounds cliche what I'm about to say, but it's 2016, and these tactics are still, they're working. Like, you see what Trump is doing, and years before we even came. I mean,
they will always work, but they will always work because those people will exist until they die. And here's
thought they were damn near dead.
Here's the good news, because everybody's like, I thought we fought the Civil War. I thought we had the 60s. I thought we had civil rights. These people, this and they're the ones that refuse to melt in the melting pot. They're talking about other people don't assimilate. Other people don't assimilate. It's like you assholes are that hard nut that won't melt. Really, I mean, because
Exactly.
here's the good news. It's getting better because there's a certain segment of the population
That's not taking this shit anymore.
well, we're getting along just fine. See what people like to talk about the fights and the fighting that's going on.
Right.
All right, because the fighting that isn't going on isn't newsworthy. Like, we're not fighting.
You didn't see the picture with the Mexican and the black guy hugging during
No.
after that rally.
Why not? But see, we're not fighting.
Right.
Our kids hang. We're getting along just fine.
Right.
Me and my Jewish friends, we're getting along just fine. I'm a spick. I hang out with people spickier than me. We're getting along just fine.
Right.
You know, St. Patrick's Day on Thursday. I love the Irish. We're getting along just fine. All right? A lot of us, dare I say, most of us are getting along just fine. I go to the roller rink, whether it's the staff or the regulars. Very diverse group. That staff is diverse. And the clientele is diverse. Depending on which session we're going to, white people are minority at the roller rink. It just really depends on what's going on. And everybody's there to skate, and for the most part, I mean, you get a bunch of people in any place, and there's going to be some conflicts. But, you know, the only time that the cops were called, and all the time that I've been there, and I go there like 3 to 5 times a week. And all the years that I've been there, I've seen the cops come in a couple times. One time they were called on me.
Yeah, when you ran over the kid.
When I ran over the kid. But no, I've seen the cops came in and arrested this wife beater once. But the only time that I've seen the cops come in because of an altercation between 2 customers that was on the verge of becoming violent, it was 2 sisters. It was 2 young ladies of color having an argument over the baby daddy, which was funny during the baby's birthday party, during the kid's birthday party.
That sounds like some Maury shit.
It does sound like some Maury shit. The baby mama was cozying up to the baby daddy, and the new girlfriend didn't like it.
Oh, I thought he was fucking the sisters.
Words were exchanged.
I would imagine.
And then there was an escalation.
I would imagine.
And then the police came. So the point that I'm making is it's a diverse crowd, and there's no conflict there. I have friends among all of the ethnic groups. I met there's lots of Muslims go skating. There's a mosque like just a few blocks from there.
There is.
I went to the dry cleaners. He did an all right job hemming, but I'll give him a plug anyway. Muhammad Nazim, it says MD over here. Mm-hmm. Discount on-time dry cleaners over here for the alterations. And I said, what's the MD for? Because I thought maybe doctor. Right. And he said, Muhammad. And he had a beard. And I said,
Muhammad?
I said, Assalamu alaikum. And he goes, oh, Assalamu salam.
No, like
that. Yeah, Assalamu salam. He thought, he was very afraid to say Muhammad. He was like, Muhammad. Like I'm going to throw a rock at him or something like that.
Yeah, because you're a gringo.
So while we're watching this, and I still maintain that I'm dreadfully embarrassed watching these the Donald Trump antics, and even worse, the antics of his followers, his supporters, who are all a bunch of bigots. By the way, the right wing, the Republicans, that's all they have anymore. That's all they have. Bigotry and guns. And if the people on the left would listen to me and just stop with the gun shit, just stop trying to take people's guns away, just stop talking about it, just stop. If the people on the left stopped grabbing for the guns, then the people on the right would only have bigotry as a draw for their party. That's it. Their economic policies are shitty, and everybody knows it. Their foreign policy, more war, more taxes, more war, more dead American soldiers, shitty, and everybody knows it. The only thing that they can say to draw a crowd and get elected in is, I hate fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. Spooks, kikes, whatever. Fill in the blank. Mexicans.
See, the further bring back the point I was, bring home the point I was trying to speak on. I feel like I said, the same tactics are being used and applied. Like, okay, if we want to get the people riled up, let's use buzzwords or let's use a buzz topic that's going to get a reaction out of them. At this point, how can you, even the ones that are my age, how can you allow yourself to fall for this stuff? Like, again, to bring it back to what I was talking about when Trump was starting his, campaign trail, one of which we didn't even think was an actual campaign trail. It was just him fucking around. You start seeing the bumper stickers.
The escalator, when he was descending on the escalator, when he paid people to show up to his thing.
Yeah, I mean, no, even before that with the Obama stuff. We want to see your papers. Like all those little
the
things.
birther stuff. Oh.
Yeah, all those things were a build up to where we're at now. And I'm looking at everybody like, you actually believe this shit. Like you actually are going to entertain this. What bothers me the most, right? Okay, this new gig, I wish I could talk about it, but I will on my show. This new gig that I have where I get to deliver to what looks like most of Trump's fan base.
Rusty Trailer Park?
In some instances. We're dealing with boats and stuff like that. In other cases, I had to do the Miami route for about a month. And I'm looking at Hispanics with the, Trump bumper sticker.
Mm-hmm.
And it blows my mind like, he's talking about you as well. But I guess because,
See, there's a wink, wink. Here's all the Cubans watching Trump, and they're talking about, we're going to deport with us, and all the Cubans like lean into each other and go, he's not talking about us.
Talking about the Mexicans. Yeah.
Mexicans, because the Cubans don't like the Mexicans either.
Right, of course.
We have, until they revoke it, the Cubans still have preferred status.
Right.
We just need to get here. You're not
Wet
going to
foot,
deport
dry
us.
foot.
And that's why there's a big fat hypocrisy. Of course, it's huge hypocrisy, and it's people like, hey, I don't care what happens to you because me and mine, we're fine.
We're good. We go to the Trump golf course every Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But nobody's safe. I've been reading the articles. A reporter who is from India. A reporter from India went to a Trump rally. And one of the goobers says, "Are you taping for Al Qaeda? Are you taping for Al Qaeda? Wait, are you taping for Al Jazeera? Is this for terror television?" And the reporter said, "I turned around when I looked shocked. I turned and looked shocked because I didn't know if he was talking to me." He said, "Yeah, I'm talking to you."
That's a pretty good redneck. I like that.
I can get more rednecky than that if you want, boy. Boy.
We can turn this shit off now.
Yeah. Well, no, that's part of it. That's how you warm up for rednecking. Because they call each other boy. Hey, boy. Boy. Like that. You got to roll it. You got to like really. it's like pretend that you huffed a bunch of sterno. Okay? Pretend.
What do we do that for?
If you don't have sterno, gas fumes will do. Then you'll start talking through your nose, and it'll just be very natural.
You're one of those spick boys, aren't you?
So are you voting for Bernie? I voted.
I'm not allowed to vote.
Oh, is it because of your criminal record?
Pretty much it.
I didn't know.
I would.
You're a Freemason.
I am.
Apparently, I didn't know.
I'm free not to vote.
That you were a Freemason.
Yeah, you did.
I thought you weren't a refugee. I thought that was my thing.
I'm not.
Okay, you just didn't register. You're unregistered.
No, I'm not legal.
Oh, you're an illegal alien?
No, I have a felony.
Baby? Oh, I didn't know. All right, we're getting into your criminal record here on the air. All
the
right,
nefarious side of one Jack Frost.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the. Well, I mean,
I did too because when I went to go vote the last term, I went and I had a voter's card. But apparently, you can have a voter's card, but you're not.
I see.
Eligible to vote.
I didn't know that. Well, we
me neither.
We hire all types here at SoFloRadio.com.
Awesome, and plus I fit a quota, so it's awesome.
What, here at SoFlo?
Right. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, lots of people. I could fit that quota.
We
easily.
got a woman as well.
Got Spics. We're very diverse here at SoFlo.
Definitely.
As a matter of fact, we're so diverse we have to import Cracker Anthony.
He's not white.
He's Anthony Crowley.
Yeah. He's Portuguese. Not Portuguese.
I thought you were going to say Chorch monkeys. No, Portuguese.
No. Portuguese.
Really? Oh, that's right.
No,
we
it's,
got Chris. We got Chris Hudspeth. There we go. We got a token white bread.
Okay, there you go. That
Generican over here. Because and
He
you know, I
fills
count
in
as two. I count as white and spick.
True.
You count as black and Haitian. See,
Yeah.
we're doubling up over here.
Yeah.
Right. We got Zayna, who's going to be here any minute. She counts as white and Arabic.
Oh, she's Arabic.
She's something like that, yeah. Sunset. She's another, American. She's American, but of Hispanic descent.
Puerto Rican?
I'm imagining. From
Dominican.
New York or Brooklyn or something. I think she's Puerto Rican. We're going to ask her, too, because she's going to be here.
Oh, okay.
And I know that I think she has a key to the gate.
She should.
But I left my phone on for a reason, because I want to make sure that they can get in here. Well, I'm sorry you can't vote. You know, you can do other things too. You can drive the voting jitney and drive people to vote.
Shut up, George.
What?
I actually
love that job.
I actually, not having the ability to vote, it still gives me the opportunity to just look at the bullshit. Even with Obama, when Obama came in, if you voted for
By the way,
him,
you want to get back at me? Short jokes.
yeah.
Can I have the comedy drum? Something funny might
I've
happen.
got
at
it
some
lined
point.
up, yeah.
All right.
But we're missing a symbol.
Oh, this is fine. This is fine.
Okay.
You were saying something? I didn't want to interrupt you, but I did anyway. I don't need it. I'm using my pen.
But no, it just gave me a chance to observe political policies and stuff like that.
I'm dreadfully embarrassed. I feel like apologizing
About
every
what?
time about Donald Trump. I'm just embarrassed that he exists. I'm embarrassed that America still generates. And by the way, I hated him before it was fashionable. I hated him on sight. I hated him day one. Crass. The first time I ever saw him, I don't remember what it was. Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous or something, which somebody else
Wow,
put
you're
on because I
taking it
never
back.
watched it. I'm Robin Leach and I don't know why I'm talking like this. So, these are the kinds of shows that other people put on my TV. Because when you're married, The Great Compromise, these are the kinds of shows that I don't want to watch. I want to watch these people rub my face into their wealth.
Right.
I don't know if it was that show or Entertainment Tonight, but like, who is this fat tub of crap with the bad hairdo bragging about the gold fixtures on his yacht? I wanted to puke on myself. Fuck you. And he likes to brag and talk about, oh, Mitt Romney would have blown me for an endorsement and everything. He is the epitome. He makes you hate rich people, because I don't, as a rule,
Definitely.
just hate rich people. Congratulations for being rich. You deserve to be rich. You don't deserve to have more power than me, more political power than me. I know that's how it works, but it ought not work that way, et cetera and so forth. But he's the kind of rich fucker that rubs it in your face. So
Indeed.
I that's he inspires the anarchy. When I have that conversation at the dinner table with people on the right, and you're an anarchist, they go, yeah, I don't want there to be any laws, so I can invade me and my friends. I got to put that in there. Me and my anarchist friends are going to invade, all the gated communities and all those like drawbridge islands over there, and kill the rich people, and take all their shit.
It's gonna be a purge.
Huh? Yeah, the purge. Well, in those movies that purge this stuff is, they're purging the homeless and the low rent people, basically the people that can't find a place to get into. This is like the French Revolution. But hopefully, the Bernie thing will win, and we won't have to do all the head chopping because it gets messy. It spreads disease.
The biggest, like to answer what you were talking about, what I'm actually doing outside of voting, of course, is paying attention to everything that's being done and applied, right?
Yep.
You did you ever watch the movie Lucky Number 11 with Bruce Willis and Josh Hartnett?
That sounds very familiar. I think I might have seen it listed on the Netflix, but I went by it.
You should check it out. But there's a scene where Bruce Willis's character, who's a hitman, says there's a move. It's called a Kansas City Shuffle.
Okay.
And basically, he describes it. It's when you make someone turn this way, and then when you turn this way, that's usually when he kills the person.
Oh.
And that's what this feels like, the whole situation with this particular political race, where we're being made to look in one direction, Trump, while obviously Bernie with his views, they there's something that just feel right about it. Much like Obama is with his articulation and the way he just carried himself, much like that lawyer you're talking about.
Yes.
Obama had that going, at least in the first election. Bernie has the same type of charisma.
Right. He's Mr. Personality. Obama's got great personality. He's
Right.
got great presence. He looks good at the podium, nice and square shoulders. He's a good speaker. Also doesn't say and.
True.
And by now everybody's seen the clip of him with the hecklers.
Right.
Contrasting the hecklers.
Right.
And I've heard you, and I've heard you, and I've heard you, you know.
Right.
It's just-
I mean, he catches it. It's like
He's
it's
slick.
a
He's
lot
cool.
like Neo. A lot of what Obama did.
But by the way, you can't
Matrix.
compare that. It's like Obama giving a speech or a press conference and having people shout or heckle is all part of politics. Every politician, has had that experience.
Right.
The Trump rallies are a Klan rally.
Right,
And
I get
show up,
that.
even people are getting escorted out just for showing up black. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is show up black, and they escort you out.
Right, I get that, but what
That's a
I'm trying to
Klan
say,
rally.
looking at the overall scope of it, like I said, Bernie, he has the right message, but not necessarily, aesthetically, what would be the slam dunk for him? Because if he had what Obama had from a charisma standpoint, or from a visual standpoint, I think hands down he would win it. But they created more or less, just from a perception standpoint, they created a level playing field between him and Hillary. Even if you listen to Hillary, I heard an interview. She was talking to the niggas today on 99 Jams, and I'm listening to her talk, and she sounds like that mean substitute teacher. Yeah, like, you better the tone. Yeah, exactly. The tone she has, and it's like there's nothing. And this is a woman.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's very
She's
cold,
brassy, and I know, and here, and because I'm supposed to be, I'm an equal rights guy, feminist. I want equal rights. All of it. And some of my female friends are like very quick to criticize you if you criticize the women and use gender specific adjectives. Negative adjectives towards them,
like she's a woman,
like when you use to say someone is a bitch or like a brassy broad or something, but she's not personable. I'm sorry, and politics is a personality kind of game. I can't see her. It's just like I couldn't see G.W. Bush during the campaign and all during his presidency when he would stride up to the podium when he would just hobble up to the podium, when he would clomp, dump, like a dumpy stomp up to the podium, as opposed to the cool Ronald Reagan swagger. I thought, ask me, you're a president. This is not a president. This is not a president. He didn't look like a president, or he'd lean on the podium, you talk out the side of his mouth.
So
and the same shit when I see Hillary. It sounds like when I'm watching one of those Penguin shows.
Right.
Morgan Freeman narrates Hillary Clinton.
right.
Penguins. Here they are. Here she is. She's beautiful. Hey, it must be Zayna because she's wearing a red dress.
Oh,
The first time I was here, I was wearing a red jacket.
Yes, you were. And setting the world on fire. Make sure your microphones are on there.
Hi.
It doesn't look like sunset.
This is my friend Brian.
Hi, Brian. How
He's
are
a
you?
mystic, and he's
Have a seat. Grab a
come
microphone.
to listen in.
Put
Hi.
It, put it close. You may or may not be called upon to speak, but here on the George Rodriguez Show, we're full of surprises. We're crazy here on the George Rodriguez Show. And welcome. This is a happy anniversary. Sunset couldn't make it.
I think she's on her way.
Okay.
We didn't
Why does
interrupt anything, did
Why
we?
does she hate me? No, just chatter. We were just talking about how
George, you making up ish
love-
again?
We love Donald Trump, and I voted for him twice. Yeah, I know. He sucks. He sucks big dick.
Let's talk about what we want.
Let's talk about what we want. Happy anniversary. I can't get Sunset on the phone. She hates me.
Stop it.
She
Stop
thinks I
it.
suck.
He's making up stuff.
Going to your party. And I'll just, you know what? I'll tell her when she gets here. I'll figure out what it is, because Zayna's crowd, they're all about the communication and the sharing of the emotions. These are the kind of things that you can soak up when you immerse yourself in the warm schwitzy bath that is ZNation.
I love you. Can we pause?
Yeah.
Can we
sure.
pause? Can we
You
just-
want to breathe? You want to do some
I
breathing?
want to breathe, and I want to take a moment to just
I've been drinking
Let the world know how amazing you are and how grateful we are that you are alive and how just freaking generous and loving and kind you are and just how much I love you.
Oh, thank you. I love you too. Hey, you're. You bet. And later, and I thought we can do a transition. I wanted to show some video. Maybe when Sunset shows up, we can show Kahra's video. She'll be here around 9:00 because she's got a big CD release. We've been playing her music, and you love her. She's a very sweet, bubbly person. But then we'll do the transition thing. We'll do the transition thing when she comes in, and we'll get a group picture and pop the champagne thing. You know, like
I didn't bring no kombucha.
It's okay.
Did
because
you bring? I forgot.
It's okay. I brought snacks. You brought pizza.
Did you bring champagne?
I did.
Oh, sweet. Okay, that works. That works.
I forgot the bottle at home, and I'm like, well, I'm going to Publix anyway, so I'll just get
God bless you.
the brand
Thank you.
that I know. Your hair looks awesome. I haven't seen
It
it lately,
does. Thank you.
I see it on the webcam. I eavesdrop. The audience should know that on every Thursday morning, I voyeur in on ZNation's
What do you
show
mean?
prep.
You watch while we prep?
I watch while you prep.
On Periscope or on that thing?
On that thing.
What? You watch me
Well,
and Sunset
I
prep?
discovered it by accident, quite by accident one day. Because understand something, like I remote in every morning to take care. Yeah, I have plates. I set them somewhere.
I think we should eat
Oh,
pizza
wow.
if we
Yeah,
want,
let's
right?
do that.
We should
Yeah.
eat pizza if we want. Yeah, we
Yes,
can do whatever
absolutely.
we want. This is our show.
This is
we
my
can do
show.
what we want.
And it's the
We
evening
can eat
edition.
Pizza.
We need pizza.
Pizza
And
with broccoli
I brought
and eggplant
guacamole
and zucchini.
snacks and chicken and
So
and everything.
You eavesdrop every Thursday morning?
So here's what happened. So I have to remote in, and I every morning to make sure that everything's going right. Especially I have to make sure that the Nicole Sandler show gets on the air, and you know, and that starts right at 10:00. So typically, I'm remoting in right at 10:00, and then one day I see, you know, you guys walk in and like, oh, they're getting ready for their show and everything.
Yeah, we
So-
usually come in like at 9 every Thursday.
So I watched
Do you watch us eat?
all
We
of
make
it.
a
I watched
feast.
you eat.
We make
I
oatmeal
watched.
in here.
I watched the massage session, the
Massage
exchanging of the
session?
lingerie. It was really, really wonderful,
strange.
special. The deep. The
I think you were on another
hot
channel,
rock massage
George.
was really great. Especially, that's really awesome.
Are
It's
you
really
still
awesome.
making
yeah,
it up?
I'm totally making shit up. Of course.
How
You
is-
know, No, nothing. You don't. They don't pick their noses. They don't scratch their butts. Nothing like that. I'm kidding. Listen, I saw you come in, and I immediately turned the thing off because once Sunset starts fiddling with the computer, there's nothing else that I can do.
Oh.
So I know that you're here, and I bail out.
I
was just making that stuff up.
You know, I find the camera part of it is for the voyeurs.
There's no question.
It's
There's no
like-
question. When I
it's
tell
a
the story
radio show.
about the webcam, we used the webcam open when I started the show today, and Boca and I would argue with the audience. We didn't want to have the camera. It's radio. It's radio. It's theater of the mind. If there was a camera, everybody's going to be mugging, and the audio honesty is going to be lost, and it's just going to transfer the audience. This is what I was wrong about. All the people that are listening are just going to transfer the audience, and now it doubled the audience. All these people that weren't willing to listen were willing to watch. So
Interesting.
made it an extra point to pick my nose more. I adjust my nuts even if I don't have to. I wear uncomfortable underwear on purpose just so that they can see me reaching down my pants a lot. They really like that.
But can they really see all that stuff?
No, well, I mean, there's the camera over here. I don't know what the appeal is, but I was right about this. People started mugging more for the camera. I'm conscientious about don't serve me any yet.
Okay.
We'll take a little
I got you.
mid-show break because
I'll
I
let you
ate
talk
some
and
like
I'll eat a
it's like
little
good. You can talk with your mouth full. That's
It's okay. You're okay with that?
I am okay with that,
Okay.
and
That's
a lot of
unconditional love.
a lot of ladies are self-conscious about eating in front of men.
I'm not.
Good because it's actually a very sexy thing to watch. What's not
I
sexy
love
about it?
eating with people.
They're licking their lips and making yummy sounds, and their eyes are that's a sexy look when a woman is eating.
Especially pizza.
You know, as opposed to when they're road raging, that's not a sexy look, especially when it's
Road raging is not sexy on anybody.
it's at you. No, it's unattractive.
You know what's really sexy right now?
I give up.
Being vulnerable.
Being vulnerable is
Yeah,
sexy right
it's
now?
so
Okay,
hot.
well.
It's so hot, George. Just
let me know.
Get vulnerable, do yoga, get a little dog, hang
Let
out
me
at Whole
know.
Foods. Life is good.
I've been vulnerable my whole life. That's why all those things happened to me. That happened. And now I'm invulnerable. My life is very blissful right now. I know, and
Are you skating a lot?
I'm skating so much. It's not even funny. Thank you to the wonderful people at Galaxy Skateway for creating a wonderful environment for
agree.
myself and my daughter. My daughter can't get enough of the place. And why not? It's one of those, I did a little mental check. She wants to be there all the time. It's not bad for me. I like it there. It's, I used to be a rink rat when I was a teenager. And so why not? And so we're there all the time, and they're very nice people. They put up with us. I'm still having that, out in the open feud with that DJ. Just like,
come on.
all he's got to do
Just give
is
him some love,
I'll give him.
George.
Listen. I did that route.
There is
I did
only
that
that route.
I
There
did
is
that
no
route.
other
You're
route.
right. You're
None.
right. So Jesus. Well, you know what? During Christmas. Speaking of Jesus, I gave everybody at the roller rink a Christmas card with a $5 bill in it, including him. Because Jesus said, "Love your enemies, bless those who curse you." And I'm not a Christian. I just when I read that stuff, that sounds like good advice.
I love Jesus.
That sounds like sound advice.
Yes.
I don't. We don't have to argue about whether or not he had magic powers, but that's good advice.
Yeah.
Love your enemies, bless those who curse you.
Jesus has
Good
good advice.
It was a very good advice. So and it didn't help. It didn't help at all. He said, "Thanks for the $5, asshole. I'm going to continue being a douchebag," and he went right back to it. But I'm just going to be the best I can be.
Do you know what he's been through when he was a child, George?
I'm sure.
You don't know.
I don't know. Well, he's short, so I can relate to that. So I know that he probably got shat on. A
People
lot.
are scared to have compassion and love because they're afraid that people will think that they're weak.
Yeah.
But it actually takes a
that's
lot of strength.
Totally
to,
going on here.
To really love and keep loving even when people are not lovable.
Yes. Yes, it's true. Yes, it does. And as long as my headphones are working, but see, because this is part of the problem, we talk about it because he's not just, and I say this with love, he's not a normal asshole. A normal asshole DJ, if you say you're playing horrible music, the same horrible music in the same order, session after session after session, normal asshole would say, if you don't like the music I play, why don't you put your headphones on and go skate to your headphones? And off you go.
do that?
That's what normal. Yes, we do. If they sold headphones there, they'd make bank. That's what a normal asshole DJ would say. Wouldn't you imagine?
Yeah.
No. Super asshole DJ takes the volume and cranks it so loud that the speakers distort and are breaking. And if you could put the best headphones in the world and a diving helmet on, an astronaut suit on, and you would still hear the music overmodulating over you. I'm getting this.
Okay, thank you. You're going to eat
Okay.
it?
Is this your boyfriend?
No. Well, I mean, in the words of titles, he's something.
Well, all right. One fantasy checked off of my bucket list. It wasn't specifically an onion, but
That was an onion. That
I
was like a piece of
actually
cheese.
didn't specify. Eating food off of Zayna's thigh was on the list. Yeah.
That was good.
Did you say? Did you warn him?
I did. I did.
All right.
I did. I was telling him I was on the show 1 year ago. Right?
Yeah.
1 year ago.
Yes. This is your anniversary
wearing a
show. That's
red
why I brought
jacket.
champagne. Yes.
I had just come from Landmark, and I was dressed up like a Landmark business person. And I came on your show, and people had warned me that you're vulgar. I said, great.
right.
Sounds like...
It's my cup of tea, right up my alley. And by that I mean my butt.
I don't find you vulgar, though. I don't think
Yeah,
you're
he
vulgar.
does.
I see. Thank you. First of all, what I'm going for is humor, and like any artist, spoken word artist in this case, you kind of go with the flow, and you go where you're inspired. That's what art is. Sometimes the joke is over here in the gutter, and you kind of got to go for it. What's your friend's name again? I forgot. You talking to the microphone?
Brian.
Brian. Brian. Excellent. Yeah. No, we go for comedy.
I didn't choose it.
Here on that show. It's okay. I would trade you because my name is boring in 2 languages.
We've been
Boring in 2 languages.
It is.
That's
It's
the longest name I've heard
Jorge.
in a
It's
while.
Jorge. It's Jorge, which George rhymes with boring. Actually, rhymes with boring. And in
It doesn't
English
rhyme?
and in Spanish.
George
it does.
boring.
But I want to demonstrate my comedy drum for you since he's new
Okay.
to the studio. Brian, how do you keep a heart on?
A hard on?
Yeah, don't fuck with it. See, the drum makes it funnier. You didn't think so?
Okay, so there's a priest, a rabbi, and a yogi that walk into a bar together.
Okay.
And like the priest is dressed like a priest, and the rabbi is dressed like a rabbi, and the yogi's dressed like a yogi, and they walk in together. And they go up to the bar, and the bartender's like, "Is this a fucking joke?" He laughed. Get ready for the party, George. We're writing
do this.
jokes.
I'm
Did I
going
ever
to
tell you?
Yes.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I became enlightened while peeing on myself?
No.
I heard this story yesterday.
Is this?
This was pretty recent. This was a few weeks ago. I had just walked out of the Landmark Forum. Go to landmarkworldwide.com and sign up for the next one and become enlightened. Anyway, I was walking outside in this beautiful garden. There was some grass and a bush. And I was like, I am going to express my freeness, and I'm going to pee right here in this bush. And that is my free power. And so I got in the bush, and it was just tall enough to reach my shoulders. And I looked around, and then I noticed some people walking by just as I started to let the stream out, and I just hit the leaf just right. And with a big smile on my face, I felt I'm releasing everything I've ever wanted to release. And at that moment, I felt an incredible warmth
I'll bet.
across my body.
Oh.
And I said, I'm enlightened. And my friend said, no, you're covered in pee.
You were ricocheting off the leaf. Yeah.
So yeah, I've
done that.
You can relate. Yeah.
I can because it does. It can feel really good and enlightening. Isn't that what enlightenment feels like? Is this warm?
It's a moment-to-moment
Warm
thing.
feeling. Yeah. Yeah. So Zayna, ZNation, 1 year anniversary of your show here on SoFlo, because it was a year ago. You visited and I said, you've got a great voice, a great energy. You're not horribly difficult to look at. Not horribly difficult to look at. You should probably warn people, before you enter a room. Brace yourself. But and you should have a show, and you said fuck yeah, and then you did it just like that. It was almost, I'm skipping forward, there's a montage goes in here in the movie. There's a montage of her cutting tape and
for the voice,
trying on different outfits for the show, and I'm gonna wear this one today and this and that, and and then her first show where she swallowed her tongue and passed out and vomited on herself.
I asked George, I was like, George, what's a tip you could give me for the first show? He said, swallowed my tongue and what?
And passed out and vomited on yourself. That's what I tell people.
That's what he told me. I said, do you have any tips for me? We're about to start. We have 2 minutes. He was my producer at the beginning before Sunset came on board.
I trained her.
He said, don't puke and don't poop on yourself.
Yeah, don't pass out. Don't pass out.
Don't pass out. Don't puke.
Yeah.
And don't puke on yourself.
That's it. Yeah. Those are the expectations for the first show. I teach a lot of people.
I was like, and it's amazing. A year ago, George. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
And you're kicking ass, and it's just, you've got this huge ZNation empire, which the radio show is just a facet of, and the hub of all your doings, and you're setting the world on fire. I use you as an example of what you can achieve if you have no moral compass whatsoever. I mean, if you have,
you know what it is. If you're willing to allow yourself to be contributed to, and if you're willing to serve others, because I don't do this alone.
No.
No,
well, you deserve it.
I'm so grateful for the people who see the vision. Whether it's through music or whatever it is, because for me, ZNation is an opportunity to shine light on all the people that are doing amazing things in the world, and we're all doing the same thing. ZNation is my expression of it, and you're doing your expression, and it's just been so fun to just have people come on.
And you have great guests. You have all types. Really great guests. Even broaden my horizon. This is just an idle thing that I do. I stick things in holes. It's like doodling.
Yeah, it was great when you were producing. We learned a lot. We had a good time.
I learned
he
a lot.
Wear
we
wigs
have a
and
good
hats
time.
and glasses.
And I met my favorite. Yes, my favorite experience was Kelsey. Is that her name?
Oh, she did rape.
With the rape, which is spelled.
You never did rape?
Like rape with an accent.
They blow
rape?
like tobacco up your nose. The ayahuasca.
You know what I found? I should have brought it. I found some. Somebody gave me this little like envelope of snuff, which is supposed to be similar to rape,
yeah.
but they gave it to me, because they thought that I would find it cute. It's got all these Hindu writings around it, all swirling around a swastika, but a swastika that goes in the other direction.
But you know, the
opposite of
swastika
nothing.
is a sacred symbol.
I know this.
Hitler was
but they
onto
thought
something.
oh, this is gonna be funny. I'm gonna give George.
May I just say that? I mean, I don't want that to be
snuff.
misunderstood.
Swastika snuff. So I should have brought it and used it, and then there's, do this. Well, these days with Donald Trump running, it's like.
Well, here's what.
You gotta be careful.
I just want to clean up what I said. Human beings have amazing potential. We are extraordinary, and one level below love is reason. Logic, the ability to know right from wrong or interpret what we think is right or wrong. And many of the geniuses are there, but to go to the next level, to go to the beyond the reason and the logic is a place of magic and sometimes mystery, and people are afraid to go there. But that's where love is. That's where love comes in, and it's beyond reason and logic, and it's above all. Actually, it's not above all, because there's joy and peace and enlightenment above love, but it sits up there to get us to the higher realms. So if we want access to, if we're interested in this lifetime to higher realms, then we just gotta love our asses off. Love your asses off.
How many guests do you think, ballpark, you think you've had?
Well, it was
year,
like
100?
52 weeks, right? So I would say we did a few Skype calls.
Sure.
So probably 55, let's say.
But you've had more than one guest in at a time.
That's true.
So
That's true. So let's say
like
80.
100. Really?
Yeah. And here's the cool thing. They're all invited to the party. So can you imagine a party with all these amazing people?
Oh my God.
You know what the party's going to be like? Have I told you?
No. Please tell everybody, because this is part of the. Besides happy anniversary, the champagne and the giving of gifts, which I'll give to. Well, if Sunset doesn't show up, I'm going to turn her gift into a coffee filter. More on that later. But you're having an event, a party that I'm going to. I already made the arrangements.
We made a big poster of
with the ex to switch nights so I can attend your party.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is some very exciting stuff,
So
George.
tell me, what can I look forward to?
Okay, so it's really exciting. It's just I'm just having fun organizing this because it's a freaking party. I haven't organized a party in a while. A few years ago, I decided to throw myself a birthday party, and that was a breakthrough for me because I didn't celebrate my birthday, and then I got like, wow. Not only do I want to celebrate my birthday, but I want to give people I love the opportunity to celebrate my birthday for me because it's goes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this party is a bash honoring really like. I was looking at Sunset because we were like inviting people. We're like, hey, we're having a party for ZNation. I looked around, I'm like, that's bullshit. We just want to be like, oh my God, I'm so excited. We did it. We spent a whole year doing this with absolutely no budget, no funds, and we just ran with it. And we didn't miss one show, and we killed it, and we rocked it, and we hustled. And
it's so much different. By the way, isn't it so different now when you do the show? Because remember when we started, said this is going to be so easy. You're going to have a totally different set of things to worry about, but
yes.
The saying. So isn't it just?
I love it. And what I
fun?
love about the show is it's not so much a talk show. It's I interview people, and what I get to do is I get to really listen to them and be present and not do anything else but be with them. I try not to talk to them before the show so we can just really
That's the thing I tell
really
people.
vibe
You're only
out.
supposed to talk about your criminal record and sexual kinks before the show, which, in other words, what you aren't planning on talking about on the show. That's what you talk about before the show.
I
Just
got
say,
it.
Don't do the interview before the interview, but you know that.
We
Right.
I learned that. It's just like, it's beautiful. So the party, okay.
Yes.
So the party is this Saturday. We got this beautiful house in Southwest Ranches. It's
Okay.
beautiful. And we're going to have a red carpet entrance. So people are going to come in, and my lovely friends are going to be greeting people and getting them to take photos in front of the like award show backdrop. I know. It's so exciting.
I need a date.
Now, yeah, that would be good. You
I'm
can bring
having-
your
I'm
daughter.
having trouble with that. No,
No,
she won't.
there's a few young ones. It's open to to bring. It's family friendly. So, and then once you come in, we're going to be in the back. In the back, there's a pool, so you can bring your bathing suit. Now there's going to be a stage. So from like 7 to 8, there's going to be a few surprises. We're just going to be arriving, people taking pictures, and we created a montage of every single person that's been on the show so that we can just acknowledge, all that. So Sunset has been working on that, and we're going to play it on a TV or a projector. So, and then from 8 to 10, we're going to just...
Whatever. See,
we're going to rock it out.
I'm going because like the invite that I got, it mentioned dancing.
Yes, there will be dancing. So before we get to the dancing, we're going to do some open mic.
Okay.
Okay. And like we have a lot of talented, amazing friends and tribe members and musicians. So we're going to do some performances. Whoever wants to perform. I've been working on stand-up comedy and a song. And maybe I'm going to merge the two together. My stand-up comedy will be my song and my song will be my stand-up comedy. But and for me,
because you've done that before. You've done
oh my
stand-up
God.
comedy.
But George, I have. And I get so worked up about it. And I was talking to my dear beloved brother, Brian, and he kept encouraging me to just go for it, like go up and improvise and just be about it, because we've been practicing together, just improvising and doing spoken word and just letting it come out and not being afraid to like stumble and fall and then get back up again, So that's the intention for me, is just to do
that
something.
sounds scary to me, though.
It's scary as heck.
Stand up.
But that's the exciting part, right?
Right, you're right. It's not fun.
Do
It's
20 scary things a day and get scared, and then you
Yeah.
expand
Yeah.
and grow. So open mic, and then from 10 to 11, Brian's actually the DJ. And he's
awesome.
a dope DJ.
Would you like some guacamole? I have two kinds of chips to choose from. Pizza.
So from 10 to 11, we're going to be ecstatically dancing. And that is, isn't that exciting?
That is exciting.
Yeah.
I've danced ecstatically before.
And we have some amazing people who are sponsoring with food. We're making some vegetarian, healthy food. It's just going to be a fun party. It's a pool, and we could like watch the open mic from the pool or from around the pool. Like, how fun is that?
Is the public invited? Because, to bring money?
It is. Yes. People are invited to come. It's $20 at the door, or if you prepay, it's $5.
Wow.
And the intention is to have people there so they could find out about ZNation, what it's about, what our message is, which is bringing light and consciousness into our consciousness, humanity's consciousness. And, a lot of people are in the discovery right now of what it is to live that life outside of hate and resentment and judgments, and bringing ourselves together like in unity with other human beings.
I see this kind of thing historically, like coming in waves. Like obviously, there was like the whole hippie thing, and then I don't know if it died off or mellowed out, or if we just it wasn't getting as much media attention. Just the whole peace-loving, one with the planet lifestyle, but certainly it seems to be back. With a vengeance.
I think
these
it's always
days, I see
been
it all
there.
over me.
I mean,
it's always been there, and it just wasn't trendy, so it wasn't getting a lot of media attention. Because like when it was the hippies, it was new.
Yeah, well, the media has,
a big
its way of
deal.
directing our attention to, that could be a whole
Sure,
show.
yeah.
But I hear what you're saying, and I think as more light has come to the planet, we're able to see more and more the darkness that has been there the whole time, and there's like kind of. We came here for something. There's like an urgency to do something about it. And when we surround ourselves with people who are up to that, there's this like, we give each other fire. You're like the wind beneath my wings, And that's what community is. It's the wind beneath our wings, and we can fly together. And, I love in the movie The Titanic when the ship. Frustrating if we're not tapped into the big picture of things.
Yeah.
And the big picture of things is we are transforming. The whole world is
Sure.
transforming. I mean, look, I don't, politics is an interesting thing because it's what's here. It's like money. You can say, well, I don't want to use money. It's bad. Well, money is what moves energy right now. And as long as the monetary system is up and running, which we don't know how long that's going to last, but as long as it's there, we use it. And when it's not there, we use something else. But it's like, it's the same thing with anything else. Just use what you have. And that's what we have right now.
I'm saving jelly beans.
Jelly beans?
So
You think
they're
that'll
gonna
be
want
good
those.
currency?
It's going to be
Is it
jelly
a
beans.
specific flavor?
Well, Jelly Belly jelly beans, all the flavors,
Okay.
including assorted ones. Personally, I'm hoarding the licorice. That's kind of a thing, and not a lot of people like it, but the people that do like it a lot. So I'm going to be the licorice king,
Wow.
jelly bean king.
Like you'll have
of
like
the
a
apocalypse.
jacket with like...
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
Have you been collecting batteries?
And toilet paper.
Toilet paper is going to be big time. Big time. Big time.
I'm going to be a mogul sitting on a pot of toilet paper.
Let's focus on what we want. Let's focus on what we want.
Mogul. Well, where I'm at, because we touch bases all the time, is I've stopped being angry and just really enjoying this blissful existence that I'm enjoying right now with like the schedule. We're doing the show on a Tuesday night. I really have a lot of things that a lot of people wish they had, which is freedom.
Don't let
a lot
go
of
of my
freedom.
hand.
Oh, okay. A lot of freedom, a lot of flexibility with their schedule. So I can go to the beach or go skating, do my work, and there are very few work sessions that are rigidly timed where I have to
what
do
a
it at this
blessing.
time. And so that does free me up to be with my daughter. Now my granddaughter, my brand new granddaughter.
You have a
I have
brand
a
new granddaughter?
granddaughter. I have a brand new, not quite 2-month-old granddaughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
lot of things
you
happen.
have a daughter?
I'm a grandfather now. I have a 27-year-old daughter
I didn't know this.
who spawned. She gave birth to another little child.
That's fantastic. That's
yes,
very
neighbor
exciting.
Violet. I spent the day with them. As a matter of fact, they come over. We have TV computer lab. We watch Breaking Bad together and had some.
Cool.
We shared a salad, and I play with my little granddaughter who doesn't. She doesn't do much but puke right now. She's
Yeah, they
at that
burp.
stage. She just
Burping.
pukes up. It's adorable.
Did you ever watch Portlandia?
All the time, yes. I
Oh
love
my
the show.
God.
Yes, it's a great show. Fred Armisen. It's a funny
Wow.
show. I have it on Netflix.
Have you watched Portlandia?
That's
You would like it.
It's a funny. It's very wry. It's a very nice wry comedy.
It always leaves you like, really?
It's
something.
It's one of those. It's not so much punchlines. It's the situation of all the little. They're funny from the beginning. Every little sketch is just kind of funny from the beginning. And
Yeah.
they're really good. It's a really good.
They are really
kind of
good.
thing.
I don't watch much, except what I choose to learn on YouTube or whatever. But in the past couple of years, I watched the Boondocks.
Okay.
And I watched Portlandia.
I want to watch the Boondocks.
Have
I
you
watch all
watched
these dramas.
any of them?
I've seen a Boondocks, but I need to put it on
The
my list. I got so many
Boondocks
things
is
that I'm watching
brilliant.
right now. A lot
Brilliant.
of overgrown kids stuff. I'm sorry to say. Although the Better Call Saul and the Breaking Bad stuff. And you know what? I haven't forgotten that you said that you hadn't seen the Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I have been on a quest, and I'm this much closer. All right, I have acquired, like, what I need to do is figure out a way to get it onto a media that you can watch. A friend of mine recently gave me. It's called a Star Wars something, Star Wars Restored, Star Wars Redux. Anyway, it's like the original cleaned up Star Wars with none of the stupid horse shit that they added on later, and it's like perfect, the perfect version. George Lucas went back and started fucking with the originals. He couldn't be stopped. They needed to stop him. After, they should have kidnapped him and like chained him to a shack in the middle of a swamp.
Like that?
Like that.
What do you mean he added stuff to it?
He couldn't. He got like a worm in his brain or something and started eating his brain, and he made the prequels, those 3 other movies, but then that wasn't enough to make those other movies that just totally shit on the other 3 movies. That wasn't enough. He had to take the original movies that we all love and add CGI and some more animation, and he took stuff out and he changed events because he decided that later on he didn't like things that happened, and so he changed events and basically fucked it all up, like the whole hand shot first Han Solo. There's this whole scene in the bar. See, once you see, then you'll get a bunch of jokes. There's a whole bunch of jokes.
Have, like, them
So
on
I
the
found it
device
original.
altogether?
So I found a friend of mine, the original Captain Hook, who showed me how to be a digital pirate. He acquired. He's still an amazing digital pirate. He acquired an original restored. It's a something project where they took original reels and even a few missing things and just restored it digitally, so it's all cleaned up. It's like just a perfect copy of the original, but it can only be on a funky hard drive, on a funky little SD card, a certain format, and it can only be seen on a computer. You can only watch it on a computer, which sucks because you should see it on a big screen because that's what it's all about. Besides that, all the
How many
the
hours
stupid
are we
joke-
talking? Like,
Well, it's a trilogy, so you'll want to watch it on the
3 hours each.
installment plan.
Okay.
Two-ish hours each, but it's a good trilogy. Like, they're good stories, and then you'll get all these jokes. Then when people are all up in arms about how they shit on Darth Vader, like me, you'll be able to understand it better. And it is a story of hope.
I have
It's an
like
overall
I know a
positive.
lot of references to Star Wars.
Yeah, but then when you watch it, you'll be like,
Oh, it's like watching when I
yeah.
watched Friday. It was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's where it all came from. Everything. Have you seen the movie Friday?
Yeah,
It was great. Mm-hmm. It's great.
it is where it all came from. Do you want different pizza, Jack? I mean,
So,
it's two
George,
veggie.
I don't think Okay, don't make it mean anything if Sunset doesn't come.
She hates me. It's the hate. What did I do?
No.
I totally.
No.
I never sexually harassed her.
No,
ever.
you
Not
gotta
once.
get.
Is that the problem?
Okay,
Should I have?
Have you read the 4 agreements? The 4 agreements. Number 1 agreement: don't take anything personally.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Ah!
No, it's
You're human. You will.
radio show, and so I have to. The radio show. One of the rules. I'll get giving away secrets is that you absolutely exaggerate everything. You make mountains out of molehills. You know. I have to exaggerate everything to the max for the radio show. It's the only way it gets through to the audience.
got it. Do you know we're
can
gonna
make
have Snoop
absolute-
Dogg on the
absolute
show?
Statements. What's that?
Snoop Dogg.
Is going to be on your show?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean,
Wow.
we're creating it.
Wow, that will make you even hotter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I'm hot.
That's I have the Snoop Dogg cutout in my apartment,
We're
so we
gonna
can
have it,
we can
yeah.
bring the Snoop Dogg cutout
Can
over
we
here.
start doing that? That'll create it even realer.
You think it'll summon him?
Yeah.
That's
Let's put him next time,
sympathetic
please.
magic is the kind of magic that is.
Sympathetic
you use
magic,
you use
okay.
a fetish to represent the object that you are focusing your magic upon.
Gotcha.
So Snoop Dogg fetish. I don't want him to meet with an accident while he's here. Snoop Dogg. That's a very important family
Meet
heirloom.
with an accident?
He's black.
What does that have to do with
That's so like the cops could shoot him
Yo, did you
right through the window. Jack, am I making this up?
Nope.
Tell it. What do you have to do to be shot by a cop as a black man?
Stand there.
Yeah, right? Or move. You don't have to stand there. You could
Or
just
sit.
be moved.
I have a lot of
Yeah.
racist jokes. Can we make them? I have
Wait,
a whole list of them.
Well, we were going to a Donald Trump rally later.
But
If you want
I'm-
on the way there. on the way there, we can.
Well, I have black jokes because I used to be black in another lifetime. I have
didn't know
Arab
that.
jokes. I'm Arab in this lifetime.
Right, we
I
mentioned
have
that.
yoga jokes.
You're part of the
I'm a yoga
diversity that
person.
is SoFlo
Yeah,
Radio.
and I'm
You're
part of those
our Middle Eastern
groups.
presence over here.
Yeah, yeah.
And we
But
got
these days,
Jews.
the Arabs sit in the back of the bus. Like I know how it is.
Sure.
It's tough.
Sure. That's because of the whole Muslim thing.
Let's not go there. Don't
I
say
know.
that
I was
word.
already saying positive Muslim stories today on my show today. I met a Muslim. I always say assalamu alaikum when I meet a Muslim. They go, "Oh, okay."
I
cool."
think
It's like
Muslim
Islam.
is not a good word. I think it's Islamic. I learned that recently.
Well, yeah. Well, is
that Muslim.
their Islam is the religion and Islamic is the adjective, but they do use Muslim.
Yeah.
They use it, and
I'm
so
learning.
like Jew. Like I think aren't you supposed to say Jewish, but the Jews say Jew.
But some are Jewish.
You're a Jew. I'm a Jew. But
They're
Jewish
just
is the
ish.
adjective, but you can say I am a Jew.
I have a lot of Jewish friends. They're like do Shabbat
too.
sometimes, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They're Jewish.
If you took away my Jewish and Irish friends, I would have Jack. Jack would be my friend.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That would be it.
Yeah, you'd look like you look good with Jack.
Yeah, well, it's because he's a
great
good-looking
date, too.
man. Yeah, he's a good wingman.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
And by
Jack.
that I mean
anytime.
lousy women. All the women want to have sex with him, and none of them with me. None of them.
he's
Lies.
attractive.
And
Lies.
But
Jack-
you
Jack is very attractive.
You have something coming from the inside.
have you
Shine.
ever thumbed through those swingers magazines? Have you ever flipped through the ad section of the swingers
No,
magazines?
no, I didn't know.
On every page there's an ad that says wanted black man to have sex with my wife. I can be there and watch or not. Also on every page, private party, couples, single ladies, and select black men only. That's what it says. There you go. I'm
What do you-
flipping. Any minute now, I'm going to find the page that says, short Cuban guy, wanted short Cuban guy to come bang my wife, or short Cuban guy, this, private party,
Recede hairline.
couples, single ladies, and short balding Cuban men. Only like nothing, not on any of those pages.
A little feet.
Nothing.
It's very interesting, the black man thing. When I went to Lebanon, there was a lot of that. And there are no black people in Lebanon. But if a black man goes to Lebanon, he will be picked up so quickly. So quickly.
Picked up how?
By women.
Oh,
By women.
okay.
They love black men.
See, I'm already conditioned to think that you were talking about a cop or something.
See, I
Like
can't.
Oh, no. They're like the most beautiful thing. And they're so like, it's like
I can't complain. I can't complain because I don't know if I don't know how it went with women, but men, before we're born, we're in heaven, and God says you have a choice. You can be born with the ability to get an apartment, get a job, hail a cab, or you get none of that, but you can have what's behind door number 2.
What's that?
Your choice. A big black dick. And but they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. Just everybody says, I want to be able to hail cabs. You can keep door number 2. Some people chose door number 2, and so all of the women want to have sex with them, but he can't hail a cab.
I can walk
Now
there's
I
Uber
can
these days. Who the hell needs to hail a cab?
See,
Just
there
turn
you
your
go.
app on.
I can hail a cab. I can hail a cab, and then Jack
2012.
And then Jack can see. We have a thing that we're trying to pull out. Like I hail the cab, and then Jack is standing behind a telephone pole, right? And I let him have the cab.
Yeah, he's a.
The cab driver.
app.
We're trying to figure out how to do that without pissing off the cab driver. And for his part, what we do is we go to a bar. Jack gets this babe to go home with him. And then when we get there, I jump out from behind the closet door.
He's talking-ish.
I
He's
come out.
serious.
I jump out from behind the closet door.
He's written it all down.
And the woman, she gets pissed. So we still.
I'm learning
still
so
working
much
on
from
that.
you, George.
Yeah,
I'm learning so
yeah.
much.
It's a partnership. It's serendipitous.
Yeah.
It's yin yang.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Black, white.
It's black, it's
here.
white.
Yeah, with the yin yang sign.
Yeah. You're
We're
wearing
gonna
an
do-
I Love Yoga shirt. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Flower
Represent.
Life.
I told him to represent.
Blank
As a matter of
patch.
fact, since I don't think Sunset's going to show up, so her present is going to be a coffee filter. But you want me to give you yours?
One filter or a machine?
That's going to be reusable,
A
renewable
reusable
coffee
filter.
filter. I'll show you. See, you can put this in your coffee cup, and your coffee dispenser there.
Is this a gift?
Yeah, brand new. Doesn't have anybody else's head sweat on
For
it.
my first show, George got me a journal. I have it in there.
Yeah, the Believe journal.
It's almost done. It's at the end. I have to get a new one.
Coincidence?
He told me to always have it with me and write everything down, which I never did, by the way. I always left it here. I never wrote
Whatever,
anything
it doesn't matter
down,
as long
George,
as it
ever.
goes. Really?
I just...
I got in the habit. I carry my
have
notebook
like
everywhere.
a little bit of I don't know.
You can
I just
adjust
don't-
that.
I don't like to write things down like that. But I did use it to write all my songs. All my rap songs are in that book, and I used it to write ideas, but not all the time. Just when I was here. Is that mine? Can I cut it up
Yeah.
into a halter top?
You can cut it up into a halter top. You can put patches on it. I just want to make sure that it's the right size. It says ladies medium because we had to get Zayna a medium, and I hope it fits over your
Perfect.
head.
Medium.
It's
Your
called
giant
a-
head.
It's called a body.
Yes,
So it's a body.
her beautiful body.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, you can put patches and stuff like that, but just keep the logo.
Yeah,
Because that's what cost me all the money.
Yeah.
Is the embroidered logo. Have you ever paid for embroidery?
That looks like a serious embroidery you have there,
to
though.
invest in the initial embroidery thingy, and then after that, which costs dollars, then they can make more later, which still is expensive, but it's the initial one that creates an investment. So yeah, sharp and crispy.
I like
aren't
it
they?
a lot. Thank you.
Oh, we got
I
an
like
embroidered
wearing
thing.
hats. I like it when they're like this. Like just
You can
totally
you
like
can
this.
gangsta it out. I didn't. It was just the regular. So we all dressed the same. When we all wear the polos, we look like the Gestapo.
Official.
Can I rap you a song?
Yeah. Do you want a beat?
Nah. George Rodriguez, he's real cool. You know he's got a show and he teaches other people to do it too. I'm just getting warmed up. We're getting warmed up.
Oh no way.
He starts clapping. Yeah. Hey, everybody, clap your hands, everybody.
Do you want to give the address out of this party, or wait? How can people?
Okay.
How can people? Your
If
website, ZNation.
People are serious about it. They go to the ZNation Radio website, ZNationRadio.com. Okay, and they prepay for their ticket is $5. People lose their presence. There's like a different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all good. It's all beautiful. And I just love it when we're present with each other. So there's going to be a lot of presence at this party. A lot of people who look you in the eye and want to hug you. And there will be a lot of hugging. A lot of hugging.
I bet you it's Kahra, and she's locked out.
Okay. Hi, Kahra. Hope she
No,
likes
no,
me.
it's not. Wow, amazing. I normally don't leave my phone on during the show, but I had to make sure if she shows up and she's locked out of the gate, then we're all ready for it.
I
We
do
have
want to
music
tell you
videos.
something. Good, and we can make music videos.
She's
The
got some-
parties and the intention of the party is to celebrate 1 year, right? But we really wanted to make it count.
Deny that, but we live in a world where that's the fuel for a lot of the things that we want to do. And we, because we talked about this on your show before, the whole energy exchange and bartering and everything. And I like to do that as much as possible.
I know
to
you're like the
avoid-
king of.
I like to keep my stuff for me and my people, but and we can do barter, and you can learn a lot about that, and you can learn about so much more on ZNation. It's Thursdays noon.
Thursdays 12 to 1 to
That's the live, but then you can watch the video or listen to the show right afterwards.
Yeah.
ZNationRadio.com. That's got every show you've ever done.
Yes, and
including all your first shows. Watch the difference. Have you gone back? If you went back and watched your first show,
I would like
you would
to do
match your
that.
dress. You'd be like, I mean, you're a positive
haven't.
energy person, but because it's a compliment, but it's so funny. It's very, I don't know, cathartic. Because I went back and listened to the very first show that I did when I filled in with Neil.
Oh, really?
And it was, I was aghast. Well, first of all, I was so very nervous, and I knew that before I pressed play. I thought, this is me shitting bricks. I was so very nervous, but even I wasn't ready to hear how nervous I was. And it's hard to believe, because it's like now it's like nothing, man. You just launch right into
go in.
it. You're just so comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's hard to believe, there's an awkwardness, but of course, and that's to be expected. And that's why I tell people, it's like, all you got to do the first show is get through it, because that's all you got to do. Really, all that the first show requires you to do is see what it's like and feel what it's like. And
I'm gonna watch
the
it.
very next show, if you watch show number 1 and show number 2, you'll see how show number 2 is so much more smooth and confident and everything. But watch it.
I'm so cute.
It'll crack
I
you
want to watch
up.
myself.
It'll crack you up.
You know, at first I couldn't watch the videos again,
Mm-hmm.
and then Sunset has been making these previews. They're awesome.
Yeah,
so
I see
instead
them.
of-
They're great.
They're great. They're like 2 minutes, and you get like of what went on. But like I've been watching the previews, and I'm pretty cool. I'm so funny.
You are.
And
You're very cool.
I didn't used to like listening to myself, especially like with the show. I would just like record it and it was out. And throughout the year, I just really started loving just listening to myself, and not in egotistical way, just in the freedom to hear myself and the freedom to just be with it. So that was cool. So I'll definitely look at the first and second one. I think I'll have fun watching them.
You will.
You remember it was with Suzanne, and she was like
Yeah.
super committed.
Cars, you're great. I'm so glad that she didn't get locked out. So here's what we can do, because I'm going to get the champagne. I want to take a picture, and maybe eat some food. Come on in, Kahra.
Come on in,
let's
Kahra.
show some videos, do some breaks. You're like, what? It smells good. We're gonna do a picture and champagne. And this is Zayna and this is Kahra. Turn around and face the camera. So wave hi to the camera. And we're going to take a break, and we'll just play both her videos back to back, so that we can watch it. Yeah, she came armed, so we can have a lot of time to take a picture and listen to the music. All right, so we'll be back after commercials and videos on SoFloRadio.com.
Peace and love. To ZNation Radio for the latest in good news about good people doing freaking great things in the world.
Every week, Zayna the Gaia and Sunset Martinez chatted up with some very interesting folks about their businesses,
It's about love
consciousness, and making a difference.
every Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m. at
SoFloRadio.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Cohen of the Pizza Loft. The Pizza Loft has been making the best pizza in South Florida for over 300 years.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
What?
Just because you make the best pizza in town don't necessarily mean you can voice your own commercials.
Why not? Look, I just painted my nails for this.
You just get back in the kitchen and do what you know best, okay?
Well, if you think you can do a better job,
A dead man can do better at this, and I'm almost there. Now scram!
All right.
Now see here. You want the best pizza in town? Not to mention a full menu of mouth-watering Italian dishes at prices the whole family can afford? Then you ought to know by now. Pizza Loft is the place for great Italian dining. And the pizza... Mo knows. I stole my share. That's Pizza Loft, 3514 South University Drive in Davie. Or call 954-916-8880.
When you're ready to actually lose weight safely and steadily while being monitored by a physician, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson is there for you. The family medicine practice was established by her father in 1956 and continues as a medical practice that now specializes in weight reduction. Dr. Kim Jacobson joined the practice 20 years ago as both a family medicine practitioner and weight loss specialist. The Weight Loss Clinic utilizes a combination of appetite suppression medication and vitamins to produce great results, usually 3 to 4 pounds per week for most patients. Now you can change your lifestyle while still enjoying your own food, just less of it. They offer a choice of 2, 3, or 4-week plans. So whether you just need to lose a few pounds or a lot, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson can help you. They're located at 5454 Northeast 4th Avenue in Miami, just 2 blocks west of 54th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Call them at 305-751-0091. They'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's 305-751-0091. Get started on a beautiful new body today with Dr. Kim Jacobson and the Weight Loss Clinic.
SoFloRadio.com. Radio on steroids.
No, don't cry. No, don't cry. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? It's who he is, that's how he lives, his philosophy. What good's it do if he's not running after you? What's it to you if he's not gonna be true? Why blame yourself for living the past, tossing, turning, thinking how it could have been? If it were right, it wouldn't be like this. You deserve better. Unto the next. Don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cry. Don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cry. Start the machine, he milks you to the very last drop. He'll take your soul, your time, your heart, everything that you got. What good's it do? He'll bruise you black and blue. What's it to you if he's not really into you? Why blame yourself for living the past, tossing, turning, thinking how it could have been? If it were right, it wouldn't be like this. You deserve better. Unto the next. Don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cry. Don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cry. It's done. He's gone. Kill the hope it was wrong. It's done. It's gone. It's done. He's gone. Kill the hope it was wrong. It's done. It's done. the strikers. Here come the strikers. Here come the strikers. Another goal. Here come the strikers. Here come the strikers. Another goal. Here come the strikers. Here come the strikers.
Welcome back. I'm glad we do some wonderful editing. Blah, 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 blah.
Like mantras over it. It's just so
One sip of champagne and I can't talk anymore. Kara's here. Hey, bye. I can't talk now. One sip of champagne. Hello, everybody. We're back on the air. Cheers. Cheers. You too, Jack. Hold your glass up and drink. See, we're non-exclusionary over here. Cheers.
Celebrating.
Slurp. Now that the sun says, she was standing outside for an hour, like psyching herself up to come in here because she hates me so much.
Quit the stories.
What's just like the seething hatred, and I never sexually harassed you.
I
not
thought
once.
I was supposed to be here at 9, so I got
No.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, it said 9 to 10 o'clock.
No problem. Well,
Sunset's
I was
on the money. I just
trying-
gotta say, this girl is on the money.
I know that's why when she doesn't call me back,
It's
I know
surprising.
It's hate.
It's shocking.
I know it's hatred.
You know it's hatred.
No, it's not hatred.
seething, I
I
can
promise
just-
She's on it.
Feel the waves of hate, wah, 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 wah,
That's
radiating.
the story.
It's
I
like-
love you, George. Like, it's not
laser,
like
hate
Love
lasers
is
drilling into
all
my
we
heart.
need.
Anyway,
Wearing earrings that are dream catchers.
I know. I have,
This doesn't go.
in honor of your 1 year, as a person here, as a lever puller, and everything, you get gifts. Did you know that you get gifts?
He got you.
No way. Sweat
That's
on
right.
your
Yes,
shirt.
yes, they are to cover your boobs. It's exactly. That is. She immediately her hands went to her. I finally have something I can cover my boobs with. My mom will be so happy. Finally, look, mommy.
It's a polo
Me tapé
shirt.
las tetas, mommy.
No.
Me tapé las tetas.
We're gonna cut it into a halter top. You know how we roll.
Yeah, I'm definitely pimping it out.
There are buttons. No,
You
pimp it up, but
know.
just keep the sacred logo.
No, I will keep the logo.
Keep
but
the
I'm
sacred
I
logo,
gotta
but then you
sunset
gotta
it out,
take some razor blades to it. And then you're gonna have to cut nipple holes into it because you just can't. She can't stand the clothing. Would you hand this to Sunset?
Easy on the nipple holes.
Also, you can't look like a member of the Gestapo in your Gestapo shirt without your matching Gestapo hat.
Oh my god, I got a hat too. Oh shit.
Yes. Yes, and a hat for Kahra.
For me?
You know, on SoFlo Radio embroidered hats.
Yes, I'm in the middle of like the giving here. This
Do you
is
know
fun.
how expensive these hats are? Just take a look at that hat. Cloth back. It doesn't have the. It's not Velcro.
You know, it has a nice.
Yeah.
curvature
You really
on
went
the
for it.
hood.
I could tell.
Yes, there's a lot of nice curvature going on here. Because if I'm going to pay money for some SoFlo Radio swag,
You're
I
gonna
want it to be
go all the
quality,
way, yeah.
quality swag, and maintain
No
it.
BS,
I
no
had to-
BS.
This logo was custom designed specifically for the embroidery because the other logo, the embroiderer guy said, "You're crazy. It's just there's way too much going on and you can't see it." And did I mention you were crazy? So I had to have this logo specially designed. It was a whole process. It was back when I had money. I didn't know what to do with it all.
Look too different though.
It's not terribly different, but it has gone through changes. Some
Without
changes,
the
subtle.
evolution.
Yeah. But like the white stitching in the script, and that like we had to keep changing fonts. And, like, your font isn't showing up, and he kept sending the samples, and it looked like shit. So anyway, so there it is.
It looks awesome now.
Now that we're all here, and we have our champagne. And our swag, we can talk to Kahra. Your new CD, Whistleblower.
Yeah.
Yay! I've been listening to it all day. Very poppy for people that don't know. I met Kahra originally. Am I saying it right? Is it Kahra?
That's perfect.
I mean, I know everybody says Kahra, but when I see a KAH, I want to say I want to say Kahra. Which you knew that was Supergirl's name, right?
And I guess what I
Are
do
you-
now.
you do-
I was Supergirl at a party 2 weeks ago. I work for Miami Superhero now.
If
so
I looked like you, I would be Supergirl at every party.
And I learned. I actually freaked out when I realized that she had the same name. I was like, a little bit without the H, but I had one of those moments where like, is the universe telling me I'm supposed to be Supergirl?
Yeah.
Really?
What's her relation to Superman?
Really, cousin.
Very, very good. Very good.
Definitely
Right,
cousin.
Right. What city did she come from?
City High.
Yeah. She came from the shrunken city of Kandor, which was shrunk by Brainiac. Yeah.
Oh.
That's how Superman got a hold of her.
Oh,
right?
so you are like the comic book understanding of this.
I used to read them when I was little.
Wow,
and then,
that's awesome.
I grew up, but I remembered those things because, I used to read a lot of
I
comic
didn't
books.
even know this. So that
There's a whole
name
soap
was
opera,
with her
yeah.
from the 50s, was it?
Superman has gone through a lot of rewrites. It's just one of those things. It's so old. A lot of different writers, a lot of
I see.
incarnations and everything like that. But that was the original. They had to explain her because it's like, he escaped Krypton. He was supposed to be the only one that escaped Krypton. How are these other
Right.
Kryptonians running around? Well, evil supercomputer
true.
Brainiac, it's like a super evil robot, had shrunken down a Kryptonian city and took off before Krypton blew up.
Correct, exactly. She
It's
was
a
like in
little
a
city
pod,
in a bottle. City in a bottle. Yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
it got diverted into a warp zone, which is why she
Yeah.
ended up on Earth after Superman.
That's right.
But
See?
really, she was supposed to like protect
There-
him.
and
She
there
was
you
supposed
go.
to come before.
And this is all
same
has to
time.
do with Kahra's new CD. Kahra's, I met you originally. Did Rick bring you in? Did Rick bring you into my life? or
Yes,
did-
it was Rick. Yes,
Rick
you
Show
can blame
on the radio.
him.
Who's still now?
Thanks,
He's
Rick.
hey Rick. His bass stand is still here. He flew the coop. He fled town. He's in Melbourne.
He's in love.
Ireland, and
When you're in love,
warms my heart.
it does.
The
It
love
is
that
a
he
beautiful
and
thing.
inspires me because if
like a lost
someone
love they had.
at his advanced age can still find love, then
You
there's
would
hope.
appreciate
There's hope for me. Yes.
There's hope for everyone.
Yes.
We can all find
He's-
love.
If someone as venerable and wizened as he
you're
is,
right, you're right. That is
then
inspiring.
there's hope for me. I might yet find love before I die. Thank you, Rick, for inspiring me. And I hope she's Irish.
There's love right here for you, Joy.
Yeah.
Word.
Tomorrow's
Yeah,
gonna be
like
the
a lot
day.
of
So
love
much
here.
love. Can you stand
No,
it? How much
earlier-
love can you stand?
Earlier, I can stand a lot. I've got a big bucket of love. And
Got love for you here, Joy.
that you can fill up. You missed it earlier, Sunset. I was eating food off of Zayna's thigh. Yeah, I know. It's on video right there.
He checked it off his
Yeah.
bucket list.
Just wait till you watch the video.
I know. I wish I was there to see that. I'd be like,
I was
snap.
being really like messy eating my pizza.
She
You're like,
took. She saw me looking at her, and she took this pizza and slathered it right on her thigh. And she said, "You want some pizza, that little boy?" I slathered it on her thigh, and I went, nom nom, and I just went to town. It was horrible. We had to go to a commercial break. Jack had to turn the hose on me. It was horrible. It was horrible. I was like, I cleaned up. We cleaned up just before you got here.
your pants became a 12-year-old boy at a party. Is that what happened?
Oh,
we just
Sad.
we just make shit up. We're like Republicans. We just make shit up all the time.
Yeah, about that. They wouldn't let me
Super
vote.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I had to give up the vote for Trump to.
Dang. Oh well, that's okay.
that's not
So they wouldn't let Jack vote either. But
Really?
yes,
Really, Jack?
because he's black. What was your excuse?
They said because I'm independent.
Oh, that's right.
No, it's
That's
true.
right.
I'm
That's right.
independent
You
too,
had-
and
I
I
know.
didn't. I was wondering about that actually. If I still could
I
have.
had to change
So
in
thank
time.
you for answering.
They said that you can fight it. They have to call downtown
There
and all that.
open polls.
process.
Other states, you know why that is? Because there's other states where it's allowed, but you know why that is, right? It's because you're voting for the person that's representing your party, and if you're not a member of that party, you can't vote for people in that party because what they
We're
do.
in
The other side does.
independent party.
The other side does. They'll do spoilers. Me too. I was always a registered independent. They do spoilers. They will send people to vote for the shittiest person on the other side so that then that person's nominee is the shittiest candidate and they lose. So that's why in most states they don't let you vote for other parties. You have to vote
But
for
you
your
see,
own
I
party.
don't vote on party. I vote
Right.
versus
But that's what
person.
today. But that's what today was. Today
Me
was
too.
those primaries for the parties.
Okay,
So
so, it's
only-
just for the primaries.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
They
all.
said I can vote later. But
Meanwhile,
I was like,
back to Kahra. How many
Word.
CDs does this make for you? 10? 13? I waited for you to have a mouthful of food.
It's okay to eat with food in your mouth.
It's okay. Just
to eat with food. In
but
your
if it falls on your
I
thigh,
definitely like to eat with food in my mouth.
To speak with food in your
if you if you speak and the food falls on your thigh, be careful.
Oh, true, because this is the hot seat after all, right?
That's the hot seat. The host has been known to clean up. Anyway, how many CDs does this make for you?
Well,
Like
I
15?
can't believe it, but 7. Wow.
That's
7
awesome.
is a good number.
And you've released music in between, independent of the CDs, or are they all compiled into the CDs?
I think I did one song as a single just to like see how that went, you know. But
And we've already added
one. You're my escape.
Where did my microphone go? That's weird. Did you hear that? The audio just went away on my microphone. Bizarre. Maybe I'm going deaf.
Oh,
we play your music on SoFlo, as much of it as I can possibly acquire.
Thank you.
And it's great, and it's all over the place.
Appreciate it.
It's very poppy. It's very dancey.
Yeah.
And
this year I got a couple organizations involved, which really expanded the music. For example, the song "Here Come the Strikers" I've already sang at a halftime show performance, and all the cheerleaders, which I was part of the
cool.
cheerleading squad this year.
You've cheerleaded before. You've cheer-led. Is that?
Me too. High school.
Or was it just because I know you did the pageant stuff? Did
Right,
you also
and-
cheerlead?
Well, yeah, this year I was a Fort
cheer.
Lauderdale Strikers cheerleader. So yeah,
Awesome.
we cheered on the team, and they did very well. They, basically the New York.
We used to
Cosmos
broadcast
won.
their games, and then they won that playoff, and we broadcast that, and then they outgrew us. They moved on to cable TV, because that's how people
Yeah.
are. That's what people do. It's like, hey, thanks for all the support there at SoFlo Radio. We're big time now. Bye. We're so huge we can afford Kahra. That's what they said.
Of course.
No more for you. No more.
This is it. So I bring
That's
back
okay,
the
I'm on.
Strikers' energy and love.
Yes.
Right to
Yes.
SoFlo
Well, we're
Radio.
still happy. We It's why we changed the name to it's not even up there, the banner, the South Florida Talk Music and
love
Sports,
it.
because now we have local sports on here. And the last I checked, we were going to have
great.
the Miami Midnight on here, unless they're going to flake out
From
on us.
what I
too.
know.
Is
All
that?
right.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to be broadcasting their games, but they're definitely going to have a talk show presence or something like that on here. So 7, take us through it, because the first one you released when you were, 12?
Yeah, I was just out of the womb, and I was like,
Just cutting records. Because they're all over the
my
place.
mom's like, what?
They're all over the place. There's there's poppy, dancey stuff. You have ballads.
Yeah.
What's going on in your crazy head?
Well, I know. I like. Okay, as an artist, as a singer, you have one voice, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you get like tired of it. You know what I mean? Like you want to challenge yourself. So going into different genres definitely does that. You can have the same voice and go in different things. But then a lot of times I like to experiment with different voices as well.
Okay.
Based on the song, For example, there's a song, Home Sweet Home, and it's kind of like actually it's an electro swing song. So I do a little bit more.
Which
like
is new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've done electro swing before. But
It's very
fun.
fresh. Where do you record? You obviously down here somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's why I can do so many songs. I have a little studio in my apartment, so that's nice little Pro Tools. And so I have producers that come. Well, Giuseppe D comes from New York, so he'll just do his thing. And my other producer lives with Stephen Marley, so he gets a break from the Marley insanity and comes over and comes into Kahra's insanity. And we call it the treehouse. So
He goes over to your place to clean up, to dry out, right?
yeah,
Is that
it? Still in the Grove.
Where is that? Where's your apartment? I mean, I don't mean the address, like I'm going to stalk you. But what city? What city do you live
In Coconut Grove.
Oh, okay.
The original Miami.
Wow.
A lot of people don't realize
How
that
can
that
you
was.
stand the peafowl, the peacocks that live there? They're
Oh,
beautiful
it is
and loud.
growing, and it's because of my neighbor who feeds them. Of
course.
it is
Oh,
solely his
we have
fault.
a cat lady. We have a cat. Well, I don't want to call it a problem, okay? The cats spray everything, so there's a little bit of a smell. But on my block, we have a crazy cat lady that feeds the cats. And so I'm telling you that there's like it's like a horror movie. If they made a horror movie called The Cats, That's what it would look like.
There wasn't
Put the
horror
camera
movie.
on my
Remember
block,
Cats? That wasn't horror.
And you know, like, did you ever see The Birds? Any of those movies? Because that like, creepy scene with like the birds are everywhere, and it's like the birds have been attacking people. So when they're walking, or when they're walking down the street, and the birds are on every single thing, like all along the power lines, on everything, there's birds everywhere. That freaky feeling. That's what it's like walking down my block at night. The cats are everywhere. They're looking at you. They're sizing you up.
No.
They're doing I guess or not. But so you have the peacocks though. They're loud. People don't know. They're like the loudest things.
They're so beautiful. I mean,
are.
obviously they're feathers, but then they like open their mouth. I mean, it's like a. Mind.
And it's the males. It's the male. You can't. Can you impersonate them? Can you do a peacock impersonation? Yeah. They're beautiful. Yeah, the peacocks are the males. You know, it's the dudes, right? That look that way. It's the peacocks that look that way. You knew that, right? The men.
It is true.
It's the peahens. They're kind of drab. Yeah, because in the bird kingdom, the men have to be pretty.
They do, but they got all the females around them, you know, and it is
yeah.
true,
Well, that's how it works there. You got to work it
and then
as a
when
male.
They bring their feathers out.
Yeah,
it's another.
Yeah,
thing.
it's a big display. I find Coconut Grove. It's a beautiful neighborhood and it's fascinating. What is the invisible wall made out of that's on, I think it's 27th Avenue that separates the hood from the Grove?
No, it's
what is that weird, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Cars can pass through it, right? You know, but people can't.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, tell me.
Well, I used to live right on 27th Avenue, and like, you know, my apartment was right on the end, and I knew that I should move a little bit North Grove when I woke up one morning and there was graffiti like all on that wall.
Yeah.
Knowing that my
on that
head
side.
was laying, you know, literally like, you know, a wall far from
Sure.
where some graffiti and stuff started happening.
It's
so I lived on the glass wall. I was like
27th Avenue or 17th Avenue or something like that. I don't know. I'm driving because I used to repo cars and driving around at night, and I'm like, it kind of plays with your head. Like I just passed through a dimensional portal. what is going on here?
It's
Like
better.
wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, what I find fascinating is because you know we live in South Florida and different neighborhoods are different neighborhoods, but just like how does it know? Like you ever see those pictures of the two oceans meeting and it's the green seawater and the blue seawater and they're right next to each other, but they're somehow not.
True.
Commingling. It's like, how does the water know? That's how it is on Coconut Grove and whatever that is.
Currents of people, currents
next to
of
it.
flow.
It's just it's like seeing a picture and one side of it is color, one of its side is black and white. Or when they take the pictures of show these neighborhoods like the before and after hurricane side by side pictures, you know, you just like stand on the yellow line and that's what it looks like.
No.
It's like Beirut after a bombing on this side over
God.
here and Boca on this side with all tree covered and with the groves and everything. It's a beautiful place. I know people that live there. It's just it's horrible to schlep to get in there. Have you always lived there?
No, I was in like Midtown, area, all that kind of stuff.
Musicians, you got to do that. I was just there.
Yeah.
I was just there for my
That's good.
focus group that I was talking about
What'd you
earlier in the
focus
show.
on?
I was part of a fake jury with Philip Frieden Brown law firm. Wonderful people, nice people. Yeah.
No, you gotta have lawyers on your side. It definitely comes in handy.
Beautiful view of the bay, just nice people. It was wonderful. So how long did it take for you to make this one? This was 7th Ones. How many years in the making was this one?
Well, it kind of depends on the song. I have one Spanish song, un canción en español, se llama Alta Fidelidad, and that one I had on my first album in English. And then I started singing, I translated it, and I thought it sounded a lot better in Spanish. And
really?
So I had another producer do the track.
You practiced a lot in Spanish.
Practicar en español, sí, necesito que beber en Miami.
Wow. you absorb it. You absorb the Spanish here. It's just like it sticks to you. It clings. Sticky Spanish.
It sticks for me.
I had forgotten mine.
It sticks. No?
Listen, if you get around it, I'll tell you what. You come to one of my family functions in an hour.
There you go.
It'll unlock it. It brings it. It brings it back. You need the total immersion experience. Yeah, it's a survival skill. I remember the days when if you spoke English and Spanish, you could do all right, but that's not enough now. Now you got to speak French not just for the French Canadians and for the Haitians, and German
and
Gotta speak
Creole,
some German,
you
Creole,
know, all that.
and everything.
All right
if you speak French, you can get by with
Don't
the
say
with the
that.
Creole.
It's
No,
not
they'll
true.
get mad.
It's not the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
I know, well, no,
Definitely
it's not
different.
exactly the same, but all right, I won't.
She will know. She
So
will
you do this
know.
thing where you're about your life, you're like about your business, and all of a sudden a song comes into your head, and you have to pull over and start writing it down.
You know,
something like that, or
pretty much
maybe in the
like,
middle of something. It's like.
Yeah, I remember like my parents were staying, you know, which is rare. And then I just woke up and like I was having this dream about this song or something. And then I'll kind of wake up out of it and I'll be like, is that a song from the radio? And then I'll go back in the dream and be like, no, that's something new. You should get that. And then I'll be like, so I kind of try to stay. And then so I went in my pajamas in the hall because I didn't want to wake
Okay.
up my dad, you know. And so I started singing into my phone. You know, luckily you can sing in your phone now.
It's great.
That's a lot better. It used to be you had to scrawl on. I used to have like scrawl pieces of paper.
You write music
that I would lose. You know. So yeah,
you read,
sometimes
write
that's
music, you
lucky. You know, when a song comes through, like it's almost like a channel thing. It's just like you just feel blessed. Like, you know, I don't know. Thanks, thanks for that one. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
Yeah,
But
well,
then,
I mean that's art, and it's an inspired thing, and you're very lucky to have that.
But then some come from the head. You know, for example, like let's see if I can think of, like Rough Referee. I just knew I wanted to write a song named Rough Referee. You know,
Because it sounds good, right?
Yeah, I just liked it because it was like going with the whole whistleblower theme, you know. And then my boyfriend we broke up, which I remember I was on your show with The Highway to Hell. The same day I kicked him out. I threw all his stuff out that day.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, when I had found out that when I was away in Chicago, something bad went down. The door got broken into. It was really bad.
Excellent.
So,
Well,
anyway, that was Rough Referee. I had to be a rough referee in that situation. And
explain the whistleblower thing. Since I had to participate, I mean, I had to. I was having so much fun. I was Pikachu. For the whistleblower, why that? Or is that the
Well,
referee thing?
Well, actually, yeah,
I mean,
the
it's a whole
Whistleblower
song.
is a different, it's a whole song, and it kind of comes to, well, today is Super Tuesday
Yes,
after
it
all,
is.
so there's a lot of
We got
political...
sexy pictures inside, by the way. We got some cheesecake going on here.
So basically, I'm trying to make a subject like whistleblower, which is like, you know, Edward and all these people, all this political thing, kind of
Like
hot
Edward
and
Snowden?
sexy and kind of, yes.
That's great because
You know,
I'm all for that.
And I believe that if we all whistleblow within our own circles, that the world can be better.
Yeah,
You know,
I admire
and-
those people. They're taking a lot of risks, and
Yeah.
I post articles about the trouble that they get into all the time. Whether
Yeah.
or not you agree with it, you know, there's Edward Snowden is an individual. Whether
Right.
or not you agree with that whole thing, it takes a lot of balls to come forward and tell the world when something
He could have still
isn't
been
right.
in Hawaii. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like to choose this path.
I want to know. I want to know what
hard.
my government is doing. They're supposed to be working for us or using our money. You know, they
It
swore an
is.
oath
It's
to
all
us,
our money.
and we deserve to know what they're doing. And right now, they're spying on us, which freaks me out because
Word.
they're not supposed to. We have the Fourth Amendment. I'm supposed to be secure in my papers.
know.
I don't want them looking at the websites I'm looking at.
And
it's
the
like-
Second Amendment, you know, the things that we've seen, all these
Yeah.
stories against guns. I mean, you know, come on.
all of it.
All of us
I
good
want it
people give
all-
up
I
our
want the
guns.
Constitution.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
all
that's what I wanted to
right now
go
we
for.
I think all the hippies need to arm themselves because you know there's because
Arms.
there's all these rednecks that are gonna come get you, so you need to have your own guns. You know, Donald Trump supporters are gonna come get you, so you really need to have your own.
Word.
You know, you need to hunker down.
They all love each
I'm
other.
just kidding. Yes, indeed. Well, that's what Zayna's show is all about. It's all love. This is the staff, just so you know, Kahra. It's 1 year anniversary. Zayna and Sunset. I trained Sunset and kind of trained Zayna too. Although I just had to kind of sit her in front of a microphone. That was the kind of the training that I did with Zayna.
Well, of
Is
course.
very, very little, like 1.5 shows of training wheels, which pretty much just involved keep your mouth in front of this thing. I mean, that's the only thing that I think
Word, it was always like
Live shows where I just
So,
yeah,
yeah.
like
I just
got
like-
it.
get
Got
it
the
done,
mic.
done.
we're always moving it like
move
this.
your mouth
like,
around your mic. Keep the mouth around the mic. You know, like the thing is supposed to- and that's it. And she's been kicking ass. She hasn't missed a week. She's had all these guests on. We're gonna have a big
Excellent.
anniversary party, which I'm gonna pay you for up front. So don't leave before I pay you for up front. And but so that's what the whole show is all about. And Kahra, are you having an event? Are you having a CD?
I am on Saturday is
Let
the
me have
9th annual Femfest. Everyone's
And it's
invited.
this Saturday?
It's all about
Oh, it's
women's
Femfest.
women's empowerment. It's actually South Florida's only like all female, festival.
It
and
used to
it's
be at Tobacco Road.
singers.
I've been before when it was at Tobacco Road. Oski.
We definitely can't do.
Oski moved his.
Oski's definitely in
his thing.
charge.
Oski has been
And Queen of the Scene.
Yes, Oski and Queen of the Scene. They've been in the original studios, my original ghetto studios, and in this studio, Jack's had Oski on his show. How many times? Like 5.
Yeah, about 3 times.
3 times.
All
Oski's been in
right.
these studios. We love him. And yeah, when Tobacco Road closed down.
Yeah.
He moved his his whole thing to Churchill's.
Yeah,
which
so
is
we're over at
Churchill's has
Churchill's.
always been going on. It was always
Yeah, we got-
Churchill's or Tobacco Road as far as local music, and now
True.
it's just Churchill's. Churchill's and Culture Room in Broward as far as
Yeah.
like street level, local music. So they're the live venue equivalents of SoFlo Radio because we play the music
Pretty much.
here.
Word.
And
I
that's
want to
what-
give a shout out to Mandy Moon. She's going to be playing. That's
At
my girl
Femfest?
right there.
Our own
yeah,
Mandy Moon
she's
is also.
yes,
I
our
met-
Mandy Moon. She's
From
going to
Zayna?
be
Gonna
there.
go from there
So
to our party. That's the whole.
yeah,
Good.
she's hopping around. She's going to be playing there, and then our party is going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm so happy.
So I wanted to mention something else about this day. It's the
Yes.
spring equinox.
Oh,
So the first day of spring, and I did something different. I did a social media countdown to this day, which is the first day of spring and the release of my album, and Femfest, which yours truly over here was part of. What day did you do?
I did. I think it was day 15.
15?
The
15
whistleblower
days?
thing. Jack
So
has the
you
picture.
hold like a
over
little
there.
sign, you
think
know.
he loaded it up.
And you do
If
a
you-
day, and his picture was
If you look
awesome.
towards the camera,
He had like a Pokemon hat on, and he was blowing like a kazoo or something.
it was a party horn. I wish I'd have brought
Party
it for this
horn.
party over here. Jack's looking for it. I think somehow he had it up. He had it up before, but yeah, I'm.
Oh, that's Williams.
I'm wearing a Pikachu hat
Oh, Pikachu. Okay.
and holding
sure.
a.
So I appreciate that. Thanks for being part of the countdown. Today's day
You're very
4.
welcome. Day
4
4.
days.
And so you're going to be performing at Femfest then, I imagine.
Yes, I'm performing at like 11:59, so just before midnight.
Well, how did you score that? And wow, Churchill's.
Yeah,
You guys
we're
are
gonna
adding
have
a touch
3
of class to
stages.
Churchill's. You're not gonna clean
True.
the graffiti, are you? You're not gonna paint the bathrooms, are you? At Churchill's. I would.
I don't know, but there's an outdoor stage as well. So we got
Yes.
3 stages: Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm on fire.
We had the picture. Did you see the picture? Jack found it and put it up there.
yeah, I saw
Okay,
it.
there it
Oh,
is.
wow.
Yeah, it's so creative to use your computer.
Oh, okay.
Instead of,
creative.
like,
That's a
printing
good
it out,
word. That's a
you
good
know?
word for it.
I
I'm
like the
starting-
colors.
I'm looking.
They're your
I'm walking around my
evolution.
apartment. Yeah,
South
I'm walking
Florida
around. Well, it
colors.
matched the Pikachu hat. I'm walking around my apartment looking for construction paper. Like I keep walking past my laptop, looking back and forth, looking for construction paper, and I'm like, oh wait, I have a custom light sign here. It's called a laptop. I can put
There
everything
you
on
go. There
I'm
you
so
go.
old. I can't remember that I have this technology. I'm still trying to do things the hard way with like the paper and the scissors and where's the glue?
Some people
Where's the
did
Elmer's? I'm gonna make a sign. That's what I was doing. I was walking around gathering the ingredients to make a sign with Elmer's glue. What am I doing?
I got
I'm
a
just trying
spoiler
to-
for day 1. I had a girl. She made like a sign with
Uh-huh.
like letters glued, and
I know.
it's all good.
It's
That
good,
stuff.
but
Crafts
it's
are
like
good.
just need a laptop screen over here. I can do this thing.
Not everything has to be digital nowadays.
I know. No, it doesn't. But it takes up so much less space.
That is
So,
true.
as I'm cleaning, I'm still moving obsolete things from like one place to another. It's like I might need this one day. There might be the apocalypse. Where the lights go out or something. Whether or not zombies, even if it doesn't have anything to do with zombies, there might be something. You know, do you ever watch the survival shows like Doomsday Preppers or something like that? You know, the electromagnetic pulse might destroy the electrical grid, and then what?
No, it's true.
You wish you had that mechanical can opener, buddy. You're laughing now. Yeah. But when the lights go out, you'll be knocking on my door.
Word, I have an electrical one too.
Can of spam.
You do?
Can of spam in your hand.
I gotta get a manual one soon, I guess.
Yeah, I get a Swiss Army knife. I don't know how much more champagne we got here. Here, pass this around.
And
give yourself a little squirt.
I did my first zombie shoot last weekend.
What was that? What is that?
Well, it was the dead whistleblower, so it was for day 6. And basically, I look like a complete zombie. I've never been so ugly.
So this is for a video, or was it for a show?
It was actually for, I'm a model for AOG Models, the Academy of Glam. So they do different things. This was
models.
a special effects shoot. Yep. Shout out to Academy Glam. Thank you.
Can you work there? If
See?
you're,
That was me. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was a model.
Jack is very diligent with the pictures over there. You look really gross.
Yeah, I was. I've never looked so ugly. I was
super scary.
Right? Like super scary.
Almost unattractive there.
Like this, and people were jumping. It was like, wow, this is.
Look at that.
There it is.
Oh my god.
Look almost unattractive, almost undateable there. You know,
that is the dead whistleblower. So that's what could happen.
Can you dress like that for my next Cuban Christmas party and be my date?
Oh my God.
I really want to freak out some people.
That would really freak out some people.
The kids. I gotta move up. Like
I love you.
Last year at the Cuban Christmas party, I wore the biker Santa shirt. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's like a full body sleeve, but it looks like a tattooed arms and a vest with a hairy chest and all these Santa patches on it. It was biker Santa. Anyway, it was biker Santa set, and it was a big hit. I felt like a pretty girl. Everyone at the party wanted to have a picture taken with me. So now next year, where do you go from there? Now. I've created expectations.
I did the Nightmare Before Christmas.
So what did you do the next year?
No, this was last year. So now I'm already thinking ahead to next year. And next year I think zombie date. I'll send a hologram. Instead of me, it'll be a hologram.
Those are expensive.
I know, and I don't have any money. So maybe I'll just get zombie.
Can you do that cutout thing?
The what?
The cutout?
Maybe. I could be a cutout.
No, you know,
my daughter.
I work for Miami Superhero, so, you know... I can be Elsa from Frozen.
When you do that, the Miami Superheroes, you just like they hire one person per party?
Sometimes it's 2. We had a party at what was it, Pinecrest Gardens, and I went as Elsa, and then my boss went as Batman for the boys. So it was Elsa and Batman.
Because again, I could be various supervillains. You know, like Gru.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm short and bald and. You know, I can hunch over and then I can be Gru.
There you go.
Or you could Professor Evil. You know,
or you could be Deadpool.
I could be Deadpool. There we go. I don't have the body for that. Did you see Deadpool? That was good. Did you see Deadpool? Did you go to the movies? Go see Deadpool.
No, what is that?
You recommend?
It's a movie. I do recommend it. It was
right up Main Street.
Or I got Netflix. That's what I got. Is it on Netflix?
Netflix and chill.
Netflix. You guys are like a whole community of Netflixers. I'm gonna call you Netflixers.
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle change because it does. It changes your life, and it's like it frees you from the shackles of the schedule and the channels and the commercials, and it's like
true.
I can binge and then I can just not watch whenever I want.
Right, and it's right there, and there's like that little refreshing sound. Boop boop boop. It's right there.
I love it when it goes through. It's like
I'm working on. By the way, not to be discounted.
Huh?
Yeah. Yes.
I've got an Amazon Prime temporary thingy now. There's some stuff on there. The Man in the High Castle.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's an Amazon Prime original.
Is
I'm
it
loving
like
all these.
A Rapunzel type of.
No, it's not. It's about Hitler.
Hitler.
Listen.
The second time I hear about Hitler today.
No,
second.
Earlier on the show.
Oh God. What the?
Should definitely watch the earlier part of the show, especially when I'm eating off of Zayna. Off of.
Where we
Zayna,
go?
The Man in the High Castle. It's a what if, and there's more to it than that because I just finished the first season. What if the Axis powers, the Nazis and the Japanese, had not lost World War II? It takes the premise that because you know that they almost developed the bomb first, and I don't know if you know what happened. We got Einstein instead, but in this timeline, in this dimension. The Germans got the nuke first, so they nuked America and they won. And so this is the world where the Germans and the Japanese have split everything up, and they split America. And the Japanese have the west side, and the Germans have the east. And there's all this turmoil and soap opera, and there's a resistance and everything going on. And anyways,
I wonder how that.
You know,
works.
things wouldn't really be too fun. You know, if there's one thing
For
about
you-
Miami, you know, like
for
you know,
they
the
would.
diversity
Look
is
at
fun.
you. Hitler
Haitians
would
are
love
fun.
you.
I know. I would be dead.
Like,
I would
you know
probably
what I
still be
mean?
in Puerto
we
Rico.
would,
maybe.
we would be second-class citizens.
Word.
But blonde, blue-eyed Kahra would be an SS officer.
Well, evidently it's the Aryan bump that they
but-
looked for. It's
You will listen to my new CD. We have ways to make you like it.
Yes.
It's good. No, it's good. You dance. Now is the time on Sprocket when we dance. You will dance.
You will dance now.
You will
No.
dance to the Kahra. You will dance to.
Remember Sprocket? I love Sprocket.
I will tell the commandant that your dancing is subpar. We will see if your rations are acceptable this time tomorrow.
Your German voice is scary, but it's awesome. I'm like, oh my god.
I watched a lot of Hogan's Heroes.
I don't know. I don't think I can do the German. I don't know.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ausgang.
Do you speak German?
Well, I went to Germany a couple times.
Kind of like speaking German.
And it's like I could understand it. It's weird. Like I got
because I'll tell you
I
what.
got it.
So geek stuff. Because
Yeah, it's
English
like
comes from German.
combination words.
English comes from Anglic, which is one of the Germanic tribal languages of the day. So English and German are cousins to each other. It's got a lot of German roots, like Wasser.
cousins.
Water is Wasser. So well, you know. Excuse me, hairball. Like that. You know what I like
Wait,
to
the
do?
cats. The cats.
The cats.
Remember the cats from your street? They're
Oh yeah. Oh, the cats. It's like a horror movie. I'm telling you. You're
Yeah,
driving
I don't
by.
like cats.
You're
I
driving
started
down the
that.
street slowly, and the cats are looking at you.
No.
The cats are looking at you like as you drive by, as you walk by, like
meow.
like, and you know what they're thinking. You know what they're thinking. It's like one of them. I don't know where the alpha cat is. One of these is the leader, and all he's got to do is give
Say
the word,
strike.
give the word,
Yep.
and I'm done. Listen, have you ever had a single cat fuck with you? Have you ever had a single cat decide
Yep.
that it didn't like you?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm coming out of a place because the cat keeps peeing on my stuff.
They're
know, they're assholes.
Listen, if a
They
cat
really-
decides that it's going to attack you, you're going to have your hands full. You might be twice the size, 10 times the size of that cat, but it knows.
And they
how to
change
fight.
in a second. Like
They
you know,
dig their
it's-
claws in and go right for your neck.
I'm all about freedom for animals, but I don't want a cat in my home anytime, any place at all. Sorry.
They're fine outside.
Yeah, outside.
Getting with the mice and everything, and these cats are all outside, and they have everything that goes with Catland. The cat fights in the middle of the night, like right outside your window.
Oh yeah.
You hear it warming up. You hear it warming up, right? They're warming.
Oh, what about when they're in heat?
Like then they explode.
God.
Like, and you like
true.
if you're lucky, you can hear the warning meow, so that it doesn't just freak you out. But if you're in a deep sleep, all you hear is the explosion of meows, and it freaks you out. You want to talk about having to go to the bathroom? Yeah, like, oh my god, what is going on here? And I know this because this is. They've done movies where the rabbits ate the people. They've done movies where the birds eat the people. They've done movies where the
no,
mice
rabbits are
eat the people.
vegetarian.
The only thing that's next is the cats, and
No,
I think that's
cats
way more
secretly wanna
likely.
kill
Cats are
people.
little tigers. They're little
There's
predators.
never been a horror cat movie.
There has to have been. All
That's
these movies, Cats.
surprising.
I'm sure there's been a cat movie.
Stephen King cats.
Stephen King did a movie Cats. All right,
There
so I was
you
wrong.
go.
And
I-
the
There you
Broadway show Cats was a horror movie.
It was, it was a horror.
It was a horror.
It was a horror.
It was a
movie.
piece of
Sound from the pavements.
I couldn't do
The moon lost
Let's
her
do that. Let's do
memory.
Cats. That's all.
She is smiling
Yes.
alone. In the lamplight, the withered leaves collected my feet.
Where's my kazoo?
And the wind begins to moan. Mary. All right, I can keep going.
Oh my God, damn.
Next song we break out into, I'll have a
Little Barbra
kazoo,
Streisand.
kazoo accompaniment. Yeah, it's there. Listen, wasn't it like the longest running
It really
musical
was,
of all time?
I
But
couldn't
yeah,
sit through it. Maybe it was
Did
about
you
Did you see it in
try?
New York on Broadway?
I saw it on video.
Oh,
I didn't want to see
on
it.
Netflix.
that's like seeing Rocky Horror on video.
Yeah, no, Rocky Horror. No. That's the
So-
experience.
Sure, that is the experience.
I mean,
I've
you
seen
got to
it.
raise your hand as a virgin in there if it's your first time.
I was a good parent. I took my now the mother of my grandchild daughter. I took her when she was 14. Because she was, in those days, they had the Rocky Horror on the TV. It used to be you never could see Rocky Horror unless you went to the movies. And then, like USA, remember the USA channel? They had it cleaned up and they saw it on there. And I'm flipping through, and she immediately she spotted it. Stops there, and I'm like, okay.
Uh-oh.
That was when she was like 12. So when she turned 14, they had it here in Young Circle. The previous park before they rebuilt it.
In the park.
Yeah, they had movies in the park, and they had Rocky Horror Night. And the ex and I took our 14-year-old daughter, and they said, "Any virgins here?" And up she went, and they, did the embarrassing the virgins thing.
Wait, what did they do to the virgins?
All right, they gave all of the virgins pie plates, and then they came by and did the whipped cream. They filled each pie up with whipped cream.
Oh, that's creative.
Okay. And then they made all the virgins lay down on the stage, and then all the female virgins lay down on the stage, and they put the pie on their crotch, and then all the male virgins had to eat the pie.
No. Wow, yeah. I thought they were just gonna go pie in the face.
That's what I thought too.
That's pretty much what they did. It's like as soon as the guys bend over to eat the pie, all the girls.
Your 14-year-old daughter?
Yeah.
She got her pie eaten out of?
No.
Great influence.
They all did the pie in the face. As soon as the boys bent over, they all got the pie in the face.
Oh, so. Okay.
Very nice.
We didn't know where this was going. There were so many teenagers there. Everybody was there with their parents. Like, whatever.
Was that around when American Pie
14,
came out?
Think back, if you will.
It's all about the pie.
Time trip, if you will, in your brain to when you were 14.
Yeah.
And tell me that's the sickest shit you were doing.
Yeah.
Is whipped cream pie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, man, when I was 14, I'm lucky I wasn't in jail.
She's got a look on her face, so she's not too sure.
I wasn't doing that many things at 14.
No.
Well, see, here was our choices.
You should tell your story.
Well, that's why you guys are two good co-hosts.
They're up there on the stage, like
up
until this point, we're the cool parents, taking our daughter to Rocky Horror. We're the cool parents. Now,
straight up,
we see what's up with what they're going to do on the stage. At this point, I could have channeled my mother, because my mother was all about public humiliation.
No way.
Oh yeah, and I could have sat and I could have
just
grabbed her and made her come down off the stage right there in front of everybody. And
that would have been a show that they would have probably liked.
But I bet you my daughter would not have.
No,
she'd be like, Dad, why won't you let my pie get
Dad? Like, listen, we were good parents. We were very candid with what we allowed her to listen to and watch, and she was allowed to listen to and watch stuff, and with us, and we would explain it all to her and everything. We knew, because I have very good memory.
She got to watch and
not
listen.
porn or anything like that, but when we would sit and watch TV,
you wouldn't change the channel.
But we weren't watching sex stuff or anything like that. But it was just like whatever. And a lot of the movies, like if it was a PG movie or an R-rated movie, as long as it wasn't like people banging, she could watch it. But so all the language. See, I knew from my own memory that no matter how much you try to shelter your child as a parent, because we had peers whose parents tried to shelter them completely, and guess what?
Then
they were in the bathroom smoking crack and having sex. I mean, and not only were they doing everything that everybody else was, but they were desperate to do it. For them, they were freaked out, desperate to do it, like had to do it. The sheltered kids had to get the booze. The rest of us were like, whatever, let's just go to the movies tonight. Can't drink some beer.
No, we gotta get hammered.
Can't drink some booze. Can't drink booze farm into the movies. It's like, so we don't have to drink every night. What the fuck is wrong with you?
This is my only night. It's my only night. You don't understand. We gotta live it up like it's like 2005.
It's like,
we
dude,
gotta
there's gonna
live it
be
up.
another weekend. It's like, is this like? Because those of us, because the Spanish kids, the Latin kids, we've been drinking since we were 9 at the party. Our policy at my family's house is if you can name the drink, you can have the drink. I heard somebody say screwdriver once. So guess what? I'm puking orange juice. Half an hour later, orange juice coming out my nose. Hey, can I have a screwdriver? Sure, here you go.
Got ill.
Orange juice burns when it comes out your nose.
That's why I don't.
That's very
the sweet
attractive.
drinks that we're talking about.
Yeah, that's very attractive.
I have all kinds of sexy stories.
I stick to the tequila. Safe.
Tequila is safe.
I played the tequila song.
As
in
you
my
know, as
fitness
long as you
class
don't
today.
drink the sweet stuff.
Kahra's
Kahra's music is so good and danceable. Is there a lot of dance stuff on here? Because I only got like halfway through.
It's actually a mix of jazz and the dance stuff.
Ooh.
So the spilled
Ew,
milk is
jazz.
little jazz, and Sexology 101 is jazz. Speaking of Sexology,
What's that one
101,
about?
Yeah, what's sexology on it?
This song, I really did a good job in the lyrics, and I wrote this a long time ago. You know what I mean? Kind of when you're 14 and you're kind of like, ooh, I'm going to write a song my parents really aren't going to like.
And rebellion. Yeah.
Called Sexology 101. So it's kind of like a teacher thing with a student.
Okay. Oh, excellent.
Type of thing.
And you're the teacher
Yes.
in this song.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. I didn't know you had it in you.
So there it was.
It's supposed to show you. You see.
But it's in a jazz way, so it's classy,
I see. Well, it's art. That's another thing. My current 14-year-old, and she's on the autism spectrum, so everything is very absolute, and we're
like vodka.
Exactly. Well, she doesn't understand gray areas or things like that, but she knows that there's languages that she's not allowed to use, but she hears it in the music, and it's everywhere in the music, and I'm not going to sit there in my car and just keep changing songs and my player's coming up, so she hears this, and some of the songs that she likes, because she likes Pink,
Oh, yeah.
Well, a lot of times you don't even think about it, but probably she points it out to you.
She doesn't. It's
like
just
thinking about
it's
it.
there in the music, but then after the she's singing along or we're singing along, and she'll stop and say that, and I'll say it's okay, it's art, and she's like, what? It goes, it's art, and we've had this recurring since she was like 10 years old. We've had these recurring conversations about art, and I've explained to her what art is, and as artists you'll appreciate this. Art, I go, art, it's what you write down, TV show, movie, it goes on a page, it's an expression of your feelings. We don't use these words in conversation with people. We don't use these words at the dinner table. We don't use these words because it offends people and it hurts their feelings. But I said, but honey, your art, when you create art, it's your art, and your art belongs to you, and it's sacred. You
Careful, you're slamming my art.
Oh no,
he's like,
I'm just kidding. I have manual things.
Like he's slamming
my
art.
face.
Just kidding.
This is the one I wanted you to send to.
Artwork with the F word and an F.
Well, she makes her
But no,
thing
that's
is
a good way to explain it.
She
Actually,
makes videos, and she's part of the. She's part of a community.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. If you don't know what's going on, man, because you lose touch like that. If you don't have a teenage child, you lose touch in 5 minutes about what's going on. So youngsters, kids and teenagers make videos and post them to YouTube, and they use various softwares and things.
Well, isn't it Snapchat?
So no, she doesn't Snapchat. The system that she uses is called Go Animate, and it only costs me $300 a year, so that she can go on this website and use all of the features. And Go Animate, you can make your own animated videos. You from the ground up. You create the character. You dress the facial features, everything, the hair.
Okay.
Then you dress the character
it's like a template.
in clothing, right? Then you dress the character, then you assign the character a voice. You write the dialogue for the character, and when each sentence executes in the particular scene, like you're editing a movie, like you're editing a video, you do the blocking, the movements of the character from one place to another, whether the character is walking, running. If it's walking from the distance to the foreground, the character has to get bigger. They draw the perspective lines and everything. You can put different things in your character's hands and then you render it, and it's this whole video. So the kids and the teenagers are making videos, and some of them use profanity. And she asked me, "Daddy, can I use profanity in my videos?" And I said, "Yes, honey, it's your art." So periodically she'll ask me, "Is it okay if I use profanity?" I said, "Yes, honey, it's your art."
Oh, that's nice
It's
that
just
she
art.
asked
But
you.
we have the conversation to go, it's art. We don't speak this way in public. And why? I said, because for the same reason that we don't fart out loud, the same reason that people shouldn't smoke cigarettes and at the dinner table. So we're in a society.
What's wrong with farting out loud?
Yeah.
Well, it's considered impolite.
Oh, well,
I guess
F
it's-
them if they can't take a joke.
Right.
There we go. There's a lady right here.
Well, she knows.
It
She knows.
can't be healthy to
She
hold
knows that
them
she
in.
can be candid when she's around Daddy, but when we're at Pollo Tropical, she should use the restroom.
Yeah. Or in the yoga class.
The
It's
yoga-
okay.
What are you
No,
gonna do
let
about
it
yoga
rip.
farts?
Do people?
Are you
all the
kidding? Yoga
time.
farts are a.
That's when I pot.
They're
I,
a thing. They're a huge thing.
I go. You know, somebody farted in my class when I pop out the Palo real quick. I'm like,
Oh man,
Whoa.
it's a very common thing. Think about it.
I guess you're right because you're
People-
releasing
People are
energy.
First of all, you're getting very relaxed, and then you go into a pose that has an effect on your insides that you weren't expecting.
yeah.
Oh my goodness! I just twisted a kishki. Just twisted an intestine over there.
Really?
I have
Yeah.
someone I remember I was teaching.
They're very
somewhere,
surprised
and,
farting too. It's very surprised. Like I listen. So far, it hasn't happened yet, but like right there.
It's
Like,
happened to me one time. It was a silent one though. I was like,
Oh,
thank
no,
God. But then those are deadly.
The silent
too.
killer. Yeah, you just kind of
Doesn't
hope everyone
fart.
around you.
I know, like it wasn't me.
Let's just. No one else is gonna smell that.
do you yoga?
I do actually yoga with seniors. So I do modified versions of yoga. So like we'll be
You-
using a chair. You know. You want to see the downward dog?
Yeah, on a chair.
Well, right like this.
I can totally handle that.
Oh,
That's
I
the
like that.
Modified downward dog. Yes.
We
Oh,
can do a whole sun salutation with the chair. We have someone in
Yeah.
our teacher training now that everything he's doing is with the chair.
Yeah.
Zayna does Green Beret yoga. Yeah, when it's part of the Green Beret training. You know, like all the stuff that the Green Berets do, like they dump them in the ocean with the handcuffs on and a full pack.
Oh my God.
And make them climb a mountain.
Yeah,
in their bare
that's
feet
intense.
with a full pack.
Yeah.
And then yoga with Zayna.
Z-Love got
Yeah.
you
Wow.
all in check.
Z-Love yoga.
Yeah.
She
No, that's
twists
another
pe-
level.
she
I'm like,
she hurts people. That's just
like-
what I heard. That's why I haven't gone to her yoga class.
I'm
I
like
just-
yoga 101.
I hear people tell stories of Zayna's yoga class.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just sweat, and I get high. That's what happens in.
Oh, is that what happens at
awesome.
Zayna's yoga class?
Yeah,
know that.
man. You get high off your piranha, like.
That sounds like another level. I'm gonna have
You
to
have
try
piranhas?
Right?
Oh my God.
I don't speak Sanskrit, so I probably said that wrong. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yes, I know. They have the I Love Yoga studio. Zayna, she's a yoga teacher. And she taught Sunset. And now Sunset teaches yoga. And everybody, yoga and sushi. These are South Florida.
I had sushi today. Yeah.
Everybody, it's you go other places and you meet people that don't do yoga or eat sushi in other places.
I know. I'm like
outside of
I
South
had
Florida.
Sushi, of course.
But in South Florida, yes, anybody. It's like, hey, you want to go to yoga class and go and get sushi?
Yeah.
Whoever. What is he, young, old?
Yeah.
Big guy walking around, pants on the ground, gold teeth, big swagger. It's like, yo, yoga? Hey, I'm there.
No, because these things are uplifting. Like when you have sushi, you feel uplifted, right? Like you don't feel like as if you just ate a huge pasta meal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you don't
Right?
feel
The
guilty,
feeling is
it's like
different.
it's like light.
it
My
uplifts you.
sister and those people visited from Montana like 2-3 years ago, and I took them for their first sushi. If you said the first time I ever had sushi was in Montana, ironically enough, but if you still meet people, they go, "You don't like sushi?" They go, "What's that?" And then you tell them what it is, and they say, "Nah, never gonna do that." Never gonna do that. You kind of really have to be introduced to sushi when you're young, or it freaks you out. The thought of it freaks you out. You say raw fish to somebody, they'll go like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" They'll think you're joking. This is a joke, right?
It is true. I had a friend who, the green wasabi.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, what's this? And just ate the entire
Who
wasabi.
does that?
And
does that?
And now they're like, never sushi again, because he thinks the sushi
That's
is the
not
wasabi. I'm
sushi.
like, no, you just mix the wasabi. Like,
Yeah, just a little
but no, just went for the whole thing.
The first time I ate sushi.
You did that
take
too?
the whole wasabi thing?
I was by myself.
Like, I don't
Wasabi.
understand.
I was at a
How did you
buffet, and
survive?
I didn't have that much, but it was definitely like overwhelming.
Yeah.
Overwhelming,
Like,
yeah.
unbelievable.
I had no one to show me. I had like a virgin sushi experience by myself, and it didn't work out.
No.
But I like sushi now. I love it. I'm all about it.
I like sushi
You've
too.
learned the
then.
wasabi.
The wasabi burn.
Yeah.
Wasabi burn with a little ginger.
But it's good. It cleans up your sinuses. Well, thanks so much for everybody coming to the show. Look, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to end with a Kahra song. Thank you, Kahra. Congratulations. Don't forget, we got 2 parties this weekend. The Zayna fundraising thing in Southwest Ranches. And if Mandy can be at both, then so can you.
That's right. That's right.
Straight up.
Go to FemFest at Churchill's and then go to the Zen party.
Yeah.
Where we're going to be...
Pool party, too.
Yeah, it's a pool party, you guys. So
I'm not bringing my swim attire, not until my breast reduction surgery.
Just go naked.
Yeah.
I'm saving up for it.
Yeah.
Really? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, it's my birthday weekend.
Hey, happy birthday.
So that's what happened.
We're all about being naked, George. Vulnerability is being naked. Just take your
just
clothes
get naked
off,
with
get
people.
real, get all those walls
All
down.
right. Hippie style here.
All right. It'll take some bravery. I don't have a positive body image these days. Although from the waist down, because of all the skating, awesome. Maybe I'll do that. I'll wear a costume that's just naked from the waist down and from the waist up, like it'd be like a fish. It'd be like a reverse mermaid, right? Reverse mermaid. Fish from the waist
Merman
up.
upside down.
Naked man from the waist down.
Oh my god.
I'm okay. I'm okay from the waist down. The rest of me should look as good. Look at that amazing set of legs and nice tight butt. Who's that? Like, you'll never know.
By the way, this is
You'll never-
Whistleblower premiere. It's never been played, this song.
Yeah?
Never.
Well, we're playing it.
This
we played it
official
now.
this song, yeah.
And it will continue
Yeah.
to be played on SoFloRadio.com forever and ever and ever, even after I die, because the station's on autopilot.
Oh, shit.
Thank you, Kahra. Thank you, Zayna. Happy
Thank you.
anniversary,
Thank
Zayna and
you.
Sunset Z-Nation. Don't forget your party, ZNationRadio.com for more details on that.
Yes, thank
Churchill's,
you, George.
Whistleblower. Kahra, where can they find your stuff?
KahraMusic.com. You can always Google Kahra and you find me.
Look at the
Up
video.
Google
Jack put it on there. He
search.
does such a good job with the video. Thank you,
Thank
Jack.
you.
Thank
Yay,
you,
with the
everybody.
video.
Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood. This is SoFloRadio.com.